We unite, in the dark we bring the light. Oh, sweet take, I'm never broken. Honor's creed forever spoken.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Inner Sleuths live stream. Today, we got a lot of news to talk about for Ashes of Creation. Welcome to the very first ever VerraFire Season 1, Episode 1. Today we're going to be talking about the news and happenings of everything coming with Phase 3 of Alpha 2. There's quite a lot in this patch. Now, I know a lot of us are new to Ashes of Creation. Some of us have been following it for a while. I'm relatively new to it. So what I want to do is I want to talk about all of the big features that we can expect and changes and things like that coming with Alpha 2 Phase 3. And then I want to do a deep dive into all of the features and systems that we already have. Stuff that maybe is considered old news at this point, but a lot of their features and systems, they have parts of them that are not yet implemented. So I want to talk about all of those systems in future episodes here. VerraFire is going to be dedicated to all the news and happenings in and around Ashes of Creation. It's going to be a lot of fun to dive deep into this. Consider it something akin to my PAX cast. It's going to be where we sit down and we talk about what are we getting added to the game, what's changing, what's coming in the patch notes. Tomorrow, we'll actually have the patch notes. So I'm expecting to do a stream tomorrow with you guys to also show gameplay as well as go over the patch notes. I don't know if it'll be a stream for the patch notes or a video just to get it out so then I can do a stream showing gameplay. A lot of different things going on. Very, very exciting time to be a part of Ashes of Creation. If you guys are looking for a great community to hang out with and play Ashes of Creation with, or PAX Day, or any other game out there, please consider joining the Cheeky Buggers United. We have a Discord server. You can type !Discord in chat now and you'll get a link over to the Cheeky Buggers United community Discord server. Great place to hang out, meet some awesome people. We have a vetting and verifying process where people submit applications on our website to become a verified member. So if that sounds good to you and you want to join our clans, guilds, orgs, a lot of stuff going on with Star Citizen as well. So if you'd like to join any of those, you can do so by heading over to our website, www.cheekybugger.net, or just type !website in chat at any time. It'll get you a link over to our website where you can register, fill out an application. But everyone's welcome to come and join our Discord. Anybody can come and hang out in the Discord. There's over 450 people over there. And we like to just hang out and play all kinds of games together. So here on VerraFire, it's kind of a fun little play on words. Verra is the name of the world in Ashes of Creation. Fire akin to ashes and Ashes of Creation. And also, this world burns very bright. But it's also a play on words because VerraFire. I am the VerraFire. Anyone who knows my channel, we like to talk about the things that are happening in games and give honest opinions on them. I know I see a lot of new names in chat. What we do here is we have honest discussions about things. We will theory craft. We will talk about what the future of the game looks like. We will talk about expectations and past updates and the development process, all of those things. And I try to keep it as honest as possible. I'm not here to sell you on anything. I don't want people to be getting into Ashes or PAX Day or Star Citizen if it's not the right game for them. I want everyone to spend their hard-earned money on the things that they're going to truly enjoy. So I'm not here to shill or try to get you guys to buy anything. I do have referral links if you guys are going to sign up anyways and you want to come and hang out with us and play with us and stuff. If you don't yet have an account for Ashes, just like with Star Citizen, I have referral codes. These referral codes are actually a pretty big deal for Ashes of Creation. It looks like they're doing a percentage of all purchases, including ongoing purchases, will come back as in-store credit. Not in-store credit, that's the wrong word. It's the the in-shop credit, whatever that's going to be. And then I can turn around and use that to do giveaways here on the channel and stuff like that. Because I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not, again, my own thoughts here. This is all going to be just open discussions. So as long as you guys have something that you can say in good faith, I'd love to hear from you. That's what we do here. We chat with you. If I wanted these to just be update videos, I could just do them as videos, but I like doing them as live streams so I can hang out live with you guys and chat with you. So join the Discord. If you want to partake with us in our node and our guilds and clans and stuff, make sure you get those applications in early over on the website. We get bogged with a bunch of applications around the time whenever new games come out or patches to a lot of the big supported games that we play. Huge shout out to all of my channel members. You guys are the best. You're the reason why I'm able to do this full time, do this podcasts, make videos, have fun role play, run the Discord, run the website and the servers and all of the things, because we host a bunch of servers for things as well. We have a lot of infrastructure over the Cheeky Buggers United that we're very proud of. And it's all thanks to my channel members. Anybody with a little star next to their name, thank you guys so much for all of your continued support. Really, really appreciate you guys. Let's see who we got in chat so far today. We have Maven, Blimpy, Jacksum, a German 3D printing nerd. We got Jade. We got Jack, Little Sweet Killer. We got Amber. I don't know if I said Jacksum yet. We got Jacksum here. James had a good question. He's like, I'm looking to come back. When do we think the servers will come up? I think they're supposed to come out around noon, right? Noon Central Time. And he was also asking a bunch of other questions. We will get to all these questions. My favorite thing to do is to read your guys' comments, questions, concerns, and have conversations about the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, all of those things. I love to chat about it here live with you guys. We got Excuse, we got Leaked, we got OG, Blight. Bunch of people. Mojo, great to see you. Raster, great to see you. Share the stream with your friends. This is going to be a very fun series talking about all of the news. When we get to a new testing phase, we will go from season 1 to season 2. Is that the Voidlock? This is the Voidlock. You heard it here first. Galcor, great to see you, man. Welcome in. Mascus, great to see you. New faces here as well, guys. I'm really, really happy to have you here. Just know, I preface my streams with this. I'm not here to sell anyone rainbows and butterflies. If there are things that need praise, I will absolutely praise it. If things need to be criticized, I will criticize them. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to talk about the reality of things. Now, I'm new to Ashes. Ashes is very new and exciting for us still. So a lot of the older veterans who have been around for the 8-year development cycle already, they may be a little more salty. Same like with Star Citizen. I try to be optimistic in all things, but I will be honest and fair. So if you guys are looking for an honest take on all this stuff, you found the right place. On your screen right here, you can see the roadmap. This roadmap, I think it's old. I see some stuff on there that's a little different, but I want to look at that, and then I want to go over what's on the wiki. They have the Alpha 2 Phase 3 wiki, where it has all the features and stuff, and some of them that were already implemented, some other systems and things like that that we may be able to expect. I know that there's a new class coming, new archetype they call them, a lot of really cool stuff. I'm going to unpause Tangia. If you guys want to interact with Tangia, you can type !Tangia. People will frequently do Tangia dungeons, memes, and other funny stuff on stream. So if you guys would like to interact with that, type !Tangia now. You'll get a link. And if someone else pays for a Tangia dungeon, you can get into it for free just by clicking join at the top of your screen once you're logged in and you're on my landing page there. So I'm going to unpause that. Appreciate you guys too for all those Tangias and everything. You guys are the best, man. All right, let's go up a little bit here. I want to answer some of your questions that were coming out. Is the game even remotely solo friendly yet? James asks. I would say yes, it is. From my experience, you can do a lot of stuff by yourself. Now, honestly, you're going to want to become a citizen of a node, which we are going to be going for a node and trying to I take it over is the wrong word because you actually have to vote for me. So I'm running for mayor. So you guys can follow us over to that node. We've been meeting a bunch of people in game, and we have a lot of people coming over from our community into the game. So I think we'll be able to get a node. I don't know. I'm new to it. I want to see all the odds and ends, and I want to be able to stream that and show you guys what it's like to be a mayor, show you how you place the buildings and all the different systems and things like that, because eventually there's going to be a lot more nodes. So if you guys are looking for a node to hang out in, come on over and hang out with the Order of the Blood Brothers over in Ashes of Creation. But I do think the game is solo friendly. I think you can contribute in your own ways. From what I've seen, There are a lot of different ways where you can still contribute, even if you're not high level, even if you're not the best at something. Everything you do in a node contributes to that node's success. If you become a citizen, you are helping that node. So I think that you can play it is very solo friendly. It just depends on what you want to get out of the game. Or you wanted to do big dungeons and kill dragons? You can't do that alone. But there are a lot of things that you can do that do seem very solo friendly. I'm going to catch up on all your chat here. I know there's a bunch of stuff going by. There's a ton of hype around this. I know everyone's really excited. Thank you guys for all the tangias already. You guys are the best. Looking to come back. When do they think the servers are coming up? Jade says noon central. I think that's right. That sounds about right. What is the time to kill changes? Are they talking about time to kill players or monsters? I'm not sure. I don't know what changes they've made to time to kill, but I think it's a lot of PvE stuff, probably some PvP stuff tied in there as well. If they're changing things that have to do with time to kill and they're changing your player power, that's also going to change your time to kill on enemy players as well. Maven says, hello, everyone joining from the Facebook share. Appreciate you sharing that over there. Share this with your friends, guys. It's going to be a fun one. Let's see here. Any other messages here? Those phase roadmaps are very outdated. Yeah, I couldn't find any new one. So this was the only one that I really had available. That's why I have it up. We're going to be reading on the wiki, which I think is much more up to date. But it is interesting to see when they put out their roadmap, what things are missing. Because we've always done that for PAX Day as well. Be like, oh, hey, this is missing. So now what's going on with that? Why did you guys take that off? I like to have accountability for them as well, which this team does seem very transparent. James says, I'm afraid PAX Day is going to fail, but it's cool as hell. I played it for a good bit at launch. Star Citizen needs to hone in on tying systems together, and Ashes, it has great potential. We'll see. There's a lot of potential all around, James, right? There's a lot of potential in PAX Day. They've been dropping the ball as of late. We haven't really gotten that much. A lot of people are disappointed. There's like 100, 200 people even playing the game anymore at this point. It's really, really sad to see, but we're there for the long haul as well. We still recruit for PAX Day. We still do PAX Day stuff. I'll be there till they close the doors. We'll be having fun over there. It's fun to just bring people together. That's what we're all about here at the Cheeky Buggers United and the Order of the Blood Brothers. We like to bring people together, protect people, help people to grow, help you to achieve your own personal goals while working together for the greater good. But yeah, it's a very refreshing thing coming over to Ashes from PAX Day. The OG Blight says Ashes hype. Yeah, there's a ton of hype right now. This patch is supposed to be huge. My understanding is that Alpha 2 Phase 3 will go up until launch. This is going to go up until launch is what I've heard, and they're going to do Beta 1 and Beta 2 alongside Phase 3 of the Alpha. This may transition over to more of a testing ground. I mean, it already is a testing ground, but later, and the betas will be more of a refined environment. I'm not sure. We will see as that develops, but that's my understanding is Phase 3, this is going to go up until launch. This is expected to last a year. A lot of veterans of the space think that it's going to last longer than a year. That's probably the case. Let's be honest. I mean, things get bumped back, and that's perfectly okay. I like when they're transparent about it and say, hey, listen, we had to, like Star Citizen, for instance, they'll bump something and they'll say, we had a blocker. This thing was stopping us from getting this out. It's not right to release this right now. We're going to hold off on this feature. They've done that before, and I'm perfectly okay with that. This is a very fluid development process, right? Galcor, really great to see you here. Let's catch up on a little more chat. James says, I love honesty. I hate shills. Been following Ashes for quite some time. You're saying the right things so far. I may have to give you a sub, good sir. We'll see. I hope I can earn it, James. Hope I can earn it. You go check out my PAX Day stuff. You'll see that I am the most honest person you'll find. These are my opinions, though. So even if we disagree on something, it doesn't mean that I'm not being honest. I could honestly think something's good and you honestly think it's bad. And that's what we're here to talk about, right? I want to hear from you, James. I want to hear your opinions on the different things that we're going to talk about, the different systems, the development process, what you think is good, what you think is bad. And as long as it's all in good faith, because I don't like bad faith actors. Bad faith actors get banned around here. I don't deal with it in my clans. I don't deal with it in my community. I don't like bad faith actors. If you're doing something to try and get a rise out of someone or to troll someone, that stuff's no good around here. But stick around for a little bit, James. I think you'll like what you see in here. And go check out my PAX cast. We like to be honest around here, so I think we're right up your alley. We got a bunch more chats I'm trying to catch up with here. I'm running a little behind you guys. There's only one of me. I'm doing my best here. If you want something read for sure, throw it in a super chat. I will absolutely always read super chats. I do my best to read every single channel member's message. And I try to read everyone's message, but sometimes I'll miss some stuff or I'll have to move on from something because I only have so much time and there's only one of me. Limpy says, I'm not salty about Ashes at all, but I'm trying to pace myself on the hype as it had to last a long time. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, you've been in pretty early, Blimpy, following it. Traveling can be a challenge still. Traveling and what can be a challenge? Hey, first super chat. First super chat out of 5 towards our super chat goal. Do we have enough people for a boss fight? That's a good question. Let me pull up Tangia really quick. Let me pull it up here. Where's my Tangia page? Because I think I can hop in with you guys because I don't have my browser tab and I don't have to like tab out or anything like that. I think I can hop into a boss fight if you guys do one over on Tangia. I got the page loaded here. So let me know if you're going to do one and I'll pull it up with you guys. James says, nah, don't worry. I'm like you a lot. Honesty, not throwing insults, can agree to disagree. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about, you know? We don't have to agree on everything. These convos just help to make the game better. Exactly. I've gotten so much hate mail from PAX Day fanboys who just say, oh, you're just shitting on the game. You just want the game to fail. Not the case at all. I absolutely love the game. And the contrary, actually, my criticisms are to help make the game better. I want the game to be better. Exactly. By getting ideas out there and so on and so forth. 100%, James. I agree. Could not agree more. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of hate mail. I've had people message me. They'll DM me because I'm Void_Lock on Discord. Very open, willing to chat with everyone. We hang out all the time. And with our 2nd out of 5 super chat towards the super chat goal, she said everyone should join Tangia and do a boss fight. I'm down. I got the page ready to go. But yeah, I get a lot of hate mail. People are like, oh, you're just a doomsayer. Other people will call me a fanboy and say I'm a shill. I'm none of the above, right? I am here to talk honestly about things. So let's look over the old, at this point, roadmap here. And if anyone has any questions or anything like that along the way, these are the things that were supposed to come out with Phase 3. Now, some of these things are actually already released, and some looks like maybe got pushed back. So I think that it's kind of a good mix of we already did that, we did it early, and we're doing that a little later. Jackson says, I'm down for the next couple of minutes. I have to step away, starting to get ready for work. Gotcha, Jackson. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, though, brother. Why I mostly run solo now. Oh, let me see. Hold on. I missed your other message. James says, that was my last guild in aOC. They were all such shills about it. Yeah, and see, we don't do that over here. Some people in the community will like things more than others, obviously. We try to accommodate everything in between, right? We have a very large community, 450 people. In our PAX Day clan, 280 plus registered members, one of the biggest clans in PAX Day. So we have a wide spectrum. That's why we have to just be respectful about it. That's why everything has to be done in good faith, right? We can disagree, but we can still have good constructive criticisms and conversations about things. But obviously there's going to be people who really, really are fanboys of it. And I want to be a fanboy of everything, but they have to give me a reason to. They have to perform. They have to make good calls and good choices and decisions. And from what I've seen of the Ashes development team, very transparent. They do their own podcast of sorts, their own streams once a month, it looks like, where they talk with people. Very, very transparent. They tell you why something got bumped. They tell you what they're working on, a little bit of insight, little sneak peeks on the Discord. Great transparency. Really, really great transparency. You couldn't say anything bad about it, that the game would fail. Why I mostly run solo, James? Well, yeah, you don't have to worry about that here, James. We're not like that. Jackson says, sounds good. I'm still here and ready. Let's get the boss. I'm ready. I'm going to try and pay attention to it, but I also got to get over these patch notes and stuff. Well, patch notes coming tomorrow, but let's look at this list of features here. Features and content. So at the very top here, we have 2 zones. The Turquoise Sea was actually introduced, I think, back in March. So we already have the Turquoise Sea. I don't think it's complete, but we do have the Turquoise Sea already in the game. So this came before Phase 3. We got that before it was supposed to. Oh, there's the boss fight. I gotta tune in here. I gotta join in that boss fight. We're gonna kick his butt. This dude's unfathomably difficult. Everybody join that. There's only 2 of us. We're gonna get murdered. Get in there. We need you. XU says, question, are flying mounts only for mayors and guild leaders? So right now, flying mounts are only for some mayors, is my understanding. I don't think every mayor even gets one. It may be every mayor, but right now, it's just mayors, is my understanding. I think it's going to be coming with aerial combat and flying mounts and more stuff like that, but right now I think they're just testing it for the mayors. And with the 3rd out of 5th super chat towards the super chat goal, she says, join the fight. Get in there, guys. Get in on that. Those are fun. You can win little things, upgrade your characters and stuff. Fun little stuff. Ray says, okay, so it is all mayors. I don't know personally, so I'm just trusting Ray is correct here. All mayors have flying mounts, but as you can see here on this roadmap, aerial combat, flying mounts, that stuff coming. Underwater combat, even a lot of things are coming. But the Turquoise Sea is done. Anvils are coming with the launch of Phase 3. The Anvils are the new starting zone where the dwarves are. It's way up north, so it's kind of like the top of the map as opposed to where we are now down in, I think it's called Riverlands, down in the starting area, like the human starting area. So we have the option now to choose the Anvils, which I've been testing out, and it's, oh, someone got a legendary. Nice. Did we kill the boss? Did we just destroy that boss? I think we did, huh? Yeah, chat wins. Took down the boss, man. Nice job, guys. Great stuff. Sticky says, I think it won't be all mayors when the vassalship system is in place. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But one thing that I think is being said here is that aerial combat will be a thing at some point, and I think flying mounts are going to be available for everyone. So I don't think it's just going to be a select few people, from my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they redacted that. I'm not positive. And thank you for the 4th out of 5th super chat. You guys are about to smash the super chat goal here in the first half hour even. Insanity. Appreciate you for all the super chats. She says, we won. Thank you, everyone. Wahoo. Nice. That boss fight was great. So we have Turquoise Sea, the Anvils. Those are the zones. For nodes, we have 4 new unique node layouts, 5 levels, military, divine, election types. We have node happiness being added, additional mayoral commissions, additional service buildings. So a bunch of stuff happening with the nodes. 4 races, which I think went down to 3 races now. I think the Tolnar are not being added. We have the, I'm gonna absolutely butcher these, but the Pyrai, the Renkai, and the Nikwa, I think is how you pronounce all those different races. So we have 3 races. I think the Tolnar maybe got bumped. I'm not positive. 1 new archetype, 20 plus abilities, 10 passive abilities, 30 plus skill nodes per archetype tree. The Summoner, which is not coming at the launch of Phase 3. It's going to be coming sometime probably in September, I think. And secondary archetype specializations for the cleric and the tank. Now, eventually, we're supposed to have a whole slew of archetype combinations. And let me grab something really quick. Give me 1 second. I want to pull this up on stream so you guys can see this because I think this is important. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to download this and I'm going to pull this up. This is going to be probably off center at first, but let me get it adjusted. Oh no, there we go. It's just tiny. Then blow this up. Here we go. Let me get this down in this corner, get a little bigger. Right. There's good. Okay. Oh, a little bit smaller. I got to be on the side of that. Perfect. There we go. Okay. This is the class subclass list. As you can see, the idea is that eventually every single class will be able to mix with every other class. Archetype. They call them archetypes. I need to get used to calling them that. And the first 2 that we're going to get, according to the roadmap, is supposed to be cleric and tank. So what that means is that cleric and tank will be able to be used as a secondary for fighter, rogue, ranger, mage, summoner, 1 summoner's added, and bard. You'll be able to mix all of them together. I'm excited for this because I think it'd be really cool to be a tank cleric. Is it tank cleric? Where is it at? Hold on. They called it paladin, I think, is what they called it. Now, I don't know what this fully means. I don't know if this means we're going to be getting new spells entirely for them, or you just get access to some of them. But they are going to be adding in multi-classing of sorts here, starting with the cleric and the tank. The summoner, again, sometime a little later after launch. We're getting 3 new weapons. The orb, the one-handed axes, and the one-hand... This changed. This stuff's different here, but this is what was on the original. Let me pull back up the original roadmap here. This is the original roadmap. I think this changed a little bit. I think there's some different weapons there. The systems that they were talking about back then are the making guilds fully functional, guild freeholds, castle sieges, naval, aquatic mounts, which naval we already actually have. We have some aquatic mounts, so we already have that before phase 3. Underwater combat, instanced content, transmog and dying gear, pets, aerial combat, titles, religion, auction house. A lot of big systems. This is all the original stuff. We're going to go into what we're actually going to be getting. Well, tomorrow we'll know actually what we're getting with the patch notes, but on the wiki it has some more up-to-date stuff. And then for content, we have castles, turquoise sea treasure maps, dynamic events, unique story arcs, dynamic world dungeons. So those are the things that they were talking about adding in back when they released that roadmap. We have since evolved into all the stuff that's on the wiki. I'm going to catch up on some chat here. I hope I got boots. I have poor boots. Oh, you need some new boots. You're talking about for the Discord dungeons, the Tangia dungeons. Sticky says gliding mounts will be available for everyone. Actual flying mounts should always be exceedingly rare. Okay, so we'll get gliders. That's interesting. CPT says, I believe they recently just changed the mayors. It changed it to mayors of tier 4 nodes only get flying mounts since we have vassal ships now. Okay, so sounds like potentially they're going to be changing who actually gets access to full flying mounts. That's interesting. Tom, how's it going? Welcome into the stream, man. James says, yeah, that sounds like a paladin. That sounds really interesting to me. I normally like to play paladin in a lot of stuff. My lore role play, we're role players here. My role in RP is always like Blood Oath Paladin. It's kind of normally what I go for because we are the Order of the Blood Brothers. We have a very rich lore on our wiki as well. But we're role players. We like to role play with everybody and make fun stories and go on adventures that maybe to regular players don't serve any purpose, but they're fun. We get to go on little adventures together and hang out and make up our own stuff. Something just went straight into my eye. 1 second. Oh, would you look at that? It's an eyelash. Go figure. We got another super chat, our 5th out of 5 super chat towards the super chat goal. Brisket sucks. What? Jimmy, how could you? I have to like and heart it because it's a super chat, but how could you? That is controversial. That may be the most controversial thing that has ever been said. James, I like James already. Wait, there's Jimmy, who I think could go by James, and then we have James D. Brown. James says, you need therapy, sir. Brisket is incredible. Jimmy, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you for the super chat. You guys just absolutely obliterated my super chat goal. I'm not going to oppose any more super chats. Be my guest. Feel free to do more super chats. It helps out the channel a lot, but I appreciate you guys for absolutely smashing my super chat goal. Jimmy, I know you like brisket. Come on. I know you like brisket. You're just joking. Moo Cool, great to see you. Welcome in. Jimmy is in trouble. Munches on popcorn. He's got to be joking. There's no way. Crimson Beard, how's it going, man? Finally bought in on aUEC. Did you use the referral code, Crimson Beard? If you guys are thinking about signing up for Ashes of Creation, you might as well use my referral code so we get the kickbacks. I'm not here to sell you on anything, but if you're going to be getting it anyways, make sure you use the referral code. If you just recently got it and you forgot to use the referral code, I'm not going to ask you to do this, but they say that the only way is to refund the game, have them delete your account or use a new email, make a new one with that referral link right there that Ange just put. But make sure you use that referral code if you guys are thinking about getting into it, please. Another Tangia dungeon. You guys are on a roll today. Athena, great to see you as well. Massive stream, guys. We're pushing towards 50. We're pushing over 40 towards 50 live viewers. Share this with your friends. It's going to be good stuff here. We're going to be getting into what is said on the wiki here very, very soon. Jimmy says, it's just a discussion point. I love brisket. I knew you loved brisket. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you so much, brother. I'm glad you're here. Jimmy, I think you would like Ashes. Knowing your play style, knowing the games that you like to get into and stuff like that, I think you might like Ashes. I'm thinking you might. Check my other streams on it, but it's going to be really big. Tomorrow it goes live. I think noon Central Standard Time. It's going to be really, really big. We need to rally the troops, get the Order of the Blood Brothers out here in full force. We're going to get the guild formed. We're going to go and take over a node. We're going to make it the best node for the free and innocent people all across Verra. We're going to unite the world and protect the innocent. It's going to be great. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a valiant effort and a very, very fun time. James says, that was the most of obvious rage bait. If he hates brisket, there must be something wrong. A vegan, lights torch. Well, and the whole thing on the channel here too, James, is I think you guys can only channel members can do it, but we have these too, because I love brisket. I'm always getting brisket. I'm always eating brisket. I'm always smoking brisket, cooking brisket. I love it. So I think he was just rage baiting. He's just joking around though. Jimmy's a great guy. Athena, it's really great to see you. Okay, let's start to talk about the things that have been updated on the wiki. I'm going to read through this with you guys, and we're going to stop and talk about different points, give our opinions on it, and if there's anything missing that you know that has been mentioned that's supposed to come with this, or anything that got bumped off, or anything like that, make sure you let me know, because this is all still very, very new to me. I'm getting in the swing of it here. This is our very first episode covering the news about the world of Verra. So Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 Phase 3 is the final phase of Alpha 2 testing. This phase is focused on expanding content and features. James says, for sure, all in good fun. I'm door dashing some ribs and brisket right now, though. Oh, you lucky bastard. We need to get Raster. We got to get that app up and running. The streamer, what do we call it? Brisket for streamers or something. Good luck fighting the queue tomorrow, boss. Tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. You know what? If there's a queue, that means that there's a ton of people waiting to get into the world. It's better to have a queue than 0 people, in my opinion. I'll wait in a queue. I'm cool with it. I'll fight the queue and I'll stream it with you guys and we'll sit here and hang out and have a good time. But I appreciate the heads up, Ray, and it's great to have you on stream. Okay, Alpha 2 Phase 3 is scheduled for tomorrow, August 26th, 2025, noon Central Standard Time, I believe. I'm going to be trying before then. We're going to be up before then, hanging out on Discord, so make sure you guys join the Cheeky Buggers United Discord so you can hang out with us for the pre-party. The reason this is a big one... Oh, we got a Tangia.
aUEC.
aUEC hype. Love it. I love it. Jimmy says, Ashes confuses me. However, I'm going to give Ashes another try since it's been a week or so since I've looked at it. Do you have it yet, Jimmy? If you have it, there's no harm. If you don't have it yet, make sure you use my referral code when you make your account. And we'll get you set up proper. But hang out with us. We'll teach you the ropes. Anybody who needs help in Ashes, hang out with us. We'll teach you the ropes. We don't know everything, but we learn quick. And we've learned a lot over these last couple weeks of testing during Phase 2. So we'll get you all set up proper. Fadril, great to have you, man. Ange says, nothing better than waiting in a queue with your friends. The anticipation. Exactly. Yeah, I think you might like it, Jimmy. But we'll get you set up proper. We'll teach you how to do stuff in game. We got a ton of people, just like in PAX Day, you know? Ton of people ready to help out. The reason this is a big one is because this is a full wipe of all characters and progression is planned for the start of Alpha 2 Phase 3. That means the entirety. Every single person right back to the same starting point. That's why I was really trying to stream as much as I could leading up to this release to show you guys what the game was all about. And now, tomorrow, we're all going back to square one together. Every single person, nothing carried over. Jimbo, how's it going? Welcome in. I'm just going to hit E on everything I see and see what works. James says, oh, geez, that means Lionhold will be a slideshow again. Well, there's 2 starting locations now, keep in mind. You can go to the anvils, and I anticipate that there's going to be a lot of people going up to the anvils. I think a lot of people are going to be starting up there. I'm going to be starting up there because I want to show off the new zone, stream it to you guys, let people see the new zone. I may or may not play a dwarf. I don't know yet. I'm not convinced. But the new zone, the anvils, is all the way up north. So we do have multiple starting locations for people to pick from. A lot of people, I think, are going to pick down south at Lions Hold because they want the familiarity and be able to go as fast as possible. They don't want to try anything new, but I do think a lot of people are going to want to try out the new space up top. So it's really going to depend, right? But you do have 2 options now, so it's going to split up the player base a little bit, make it a little more manageable. There are 2 servers that are going to launch with Phase 3. We have one that's going to be in US East, which is the Shoal server, and then we have one that's going to be in EU West. So we have European server and US server. We're going to be on the US East, the Shoal server, if they keep the name, but it's going to be in US East. That's where we're going to be. They may or may not open up more because they say that will be available at the start of Phase 3. I don't know if that means maybe they'll open up more later. Jimbo says you had me at dwarfs. Leaked says, I highly recommend moving down to the Riverlands as Riverlands has a lot more quests, POIs, mobs, and recipes. That is true, but I'm in here to test stuff. I understand this is still an alpha, so I want to make sure I can get as much info to them as possible. That's why I'm going to be starting up in the new zone, so I can really, find. I've only found a couple bugs up there. It's actually pretty decent, but I mean, people can start wherever they like. We do have a node pre-picked out that we're going to be talking about after this stream today. Anyone who has the verified CBU member status, anyone who has the tag for Ash Brothers on the CBU Discord, we're going to have a Sanguine Council meeting, and we're going to talk about where we're going to be going, a little bit of a game plan, getting everybody caught up to speed. That's what we're going to be doing. Moocool says, spend some time on the Ashes Discord soon, so you'll understand which guilds are planning to go to which servers. Remember, we have multiple servers for Phase 3. We have 2 servers for Phase 3. We have one in the EU and one in the US. So there's really only one option for me, in my opinion, because I'm in the US. I don't want to have a higher ping. Now, we have people who play games with us who are part of our community globally. We have people all over the world. But we always pick the ones that are over in the US. We try to pick one that's going to have a better ping for them. James says, I thought they said all of that was in Anvils and they're refining Lionhold a bit. Well, I'm pretty sure the Anvils is coming out with the launch. If they turn off that as a starting point, I guess maybe, but I don't see why they would. On the test realm, the Anvils is open. We've been going up there and it seems pretty refined already, to be honest. It seems pretty damn good. All right, let's continue on here. As an update, we'll be starting Phase 3 off with 2 24/7 realms. So that's the US East and the EU West. So these are 24/7 realms. That means that there's not going to be the 2-day downtime. They may take it down for maintenance and stuff like that, but it's not planned. They'll probably tell us in advance if they need to, but these are 24/7 realms now. No more downtime in between for 2 days where you can't play. They say we will monitor queue times and server populations to determine if more are necessary and keep you informed through our normal communication channels. Keep this in mind. If they need to open up more servers and our server gets packed, we may end up server swapping. So you guys are going to need to stay up to date with us on where we're going, what's happening day one. Join the CBU Discord. I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this, guys. You got to stay up to date with this stuff. Because if the Shoal server is packed and they open up a new one, and let's say maybe it's an RP server. I mean, we love RP servers, but that's probably not going to happen for this game. I don't know. But if they do, we may hop over there if the pings are okay. So you're going to want to be on the Discord so you know what's going on. CPT says, only thing missing in Anvils is the major POI similar to Carfin Tower. Yeah, they don't really have any of the big stuff like that, but there are a lot of quests from out there from what I've seen so far. James says, no, I know the Anvils is coming out, but I'm... Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You thought the Anvils was getting all new content, quests, etc. Yeah, so I think it's just missing like big POIs. Maven, thank you for the super chat. Maven says, much to celebrate today. Here's to a new beginning and a new home. Absolutely. I am so looking forward to the Order of the Blood Brothers staking out a piece of heaven in Verra. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to getting out there, meeting all of the community, meeting a bunch of people. Look how many new people we've already met. Guys, if you're not yet subscribed, please consider clicking that subscribe button. If you like what you've heard so far, if you like the vibe here, if you want to hang out with us, please consider subscribing. Helps the channel to grow. Really appreciate you guys. But there's a ton to celebrate, Maven. You're absolutely right. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Let's continue with this quote here. So they're going to be monitoring it to determine if they need to bring up other servers. During the first few weeks of Phase 3 start, we expect to conduct significant testing with the dynamic gridding system in order to further harden the technology. They have a unique, I don't know how unique it is at this point. It seems like a lot of games are having to go with this technology, but they have a, I'll call it unique, system for their world. It's their dynamic gridding system, which is kind of like different servers meshed together. It's like server meshing, right? So they have these servers meshed together. They're probably going to want us all packed in small areas so they can test that out. They say this may result in scheduled tests where populations from both servers are asked to assist by creating characters on the opposite realms, as well as future scheduled testing in the PTR environment. So they're going to continue with the PTR, and there may be times when they want us all to pack the house because they want to test that dynamic server meshing. Leak says there are dozens of quests in Riverlands you can level solely by questing, all the way to 20 there. I think the Anvils has a lot of starting area quests, but I think that stops around level 10. Well, I guess the good thing is you could start up in the Anvils, secure a home area, and then you could go quest other places and things like that if you really want to. Obviously, questing in your node helps your node, but I just think that the Riverlands area is going to be very highly contested. There's going to be so many people wanting to get the nodes down there that I don't know if we even have a chance of getting the node. I don't know if I can become mayor of a node down there. I'm not established enough. I know we're bringing a lot of people with us. We already have like 50 people, I think, from our community who are already coming over and more signing up, who are adopting into Ashes of Creation. So we're bringing a lot of people with. We may be able to secure the mayoralship for me, but I'm not positive. We have to do some outreach. We got to meet with other clans and stuff like that and random people who are in the area and, see if they want to partake in the node and have some fun. So that's why I'm thinking we'll have a little easier time up there. It'll let us test out the systems and have fun and a little bit slower paced, James says, I just don't know why they keep calling server meshing world first, as no one has done it before. I think there's a lot of people Star Citizen has probably the best server meshing tech that's being worked on, dynamic server meshing. I think that's actually really, really cool and it's seamless. They've shown off their tech in detail. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's probably going to be wanting to label world first on a lot of stuff, If you could do it seamlessly, sure, but Atlas, for instances, did server meshing already. Or Atlas, for instances, did server meshing. Jimbo says, I'm still recovering from CIG server meshing. Oh, no. I think server meshing's been around for a long time, yeah. Hell, I've been doing it for Minecraft with my bungee cord for the longest time, bungee cord servers.
New Frontier?
Nice. New Frontier, let's go. Maven, thank you for the Tangia. Appreciate you. You guys are on fire today. Let's see. Let's read some more chats. Yeah, there is nothing stopping you from going down to other biomes if you want. You can start in Anvils, but just remember that you can go down to the Riverlands if Anvils are giving you troubles. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. We've had a really good starting process up there, though. Wasn't too bad. Fadril says, my AOC main character plans are Archmage, either human or elf. What about everyone else? I'm torn because I think I need to go tank in order to facilitate a tank for the guild. I feel like I need to, but I'm really liking fighter. I really like rogue. I really like mage. They all, you know what the funny thing is? In some games, I normally like one class more than the other. I've tried a lot of them. They all feel really good. The fluidity, the sounds, the visual effects. It's not too over the top. It's not like a JRPG where everything's super flashy and just over the top crazy. It's very, very good. And their UI is surprisingly very good. They have a lot of features that WoW would need to do with add-ons. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see here. I want to try out Protector, Maven says, once the Cleric X Ranger cross is available. Oh, you're talking about doing mixing the tank with the Cleric to become a Protector. Gotcha. Jimbo says Dwarf Tank. Very good, very good. For me, it's more about what I feel capable of playing than what I want to play. I think they're all pretty. I think anything ranged, you'd probably have an easier time with, Blimpy. You just sit in the back and rain hell down. Mukul says, hey, Intersluice, out of curiosity, how many players was Star Citizen able to handle in one small space? without lagging? Just trying to understand the scale. That's a good question. I don't know the specifics of it. I know that their dynamic server meshing is supposed to be able to work down to the smallest grid, meaning let's say there's 1,000 people inside of a space station and they're all in the main lobby. That lobby is supposed to be able to be cut up into 100 little pieces of pie, and each one of those little pieces of the pie, 1/100th of that lobby, is then supposed to have its own server if it needs to whatever it needs to be fluid, and then it talks to the replication layer. I'm going to bring this image up for you guys so you can check this out. Let me resize this. Keep this up on screen for a little bit for you guys. Necromancer. Necromancer would be, what's Necromancer? Necromancer is Summoner and Cleric. Look at that, Necromancer right there. You can see it on the grid. Also, Queen, great to have you. Welcome in. German Printing Nerd says, I wish I had the money to join. I don't know if we'll ever get keys to do giveaways here on the channel, but I like to do giveaways in the community and on the channel. So maybe if we get some keys, maybe you could try your hand at those, Crash. Yeah, I hate when people aren't able to get into fun times because of money. That always sucks. But I definitely understand that. $100 is definitely not cheap. But yeah, Moocool, I don't have an answer for you on that. I don't know exactly how many. Is it similar to how Ashes is working? Yeah, I mean, Raster was saying, he was talking about how it'd be nice if all of these devs who are working on this groundbreaking technology came together and worked on the same stuff for a little while to get the tech nailed down. It'd be awesome. Fizzy, great to have you, man. Welcome into the stream. He says probably we'll play a Ranger. Yeah, a lot of Rangers probably going to be going around. Sticky says, that's what Galcor and I commented, dynamic gridding. If I missed any messages, I apologize. There's a lot of messages flying by here. James says, I love Star Citizen, but EVE Online is still so peak, dude. I don't know if anyone plays here. I don't play EVE. I play Star Citizen. I only have so much time in the day. There's a lot of great games out there. I haven't had the time to play all of them, unfortunately. German 3D Printing Nerd says Ashes look so much better than PAX. Okay, let's continue here. So they talked about their needing to test the server meshing and stuff like that. With the very large update that P3, the Phase 3, brings to Ashes, the team will be reacting quickly to issues that may be discovered in the first few weeks of Phase 3. Please make sure to report any bugs, exploits, or bad behavior so our team can identify and respond. I fully expect things to be abused. I expect things to be exploited. I expect things to be broken and it to be rough around the edges. That's my expectations. My hopes are that it'll be a perfect world for us all to enjoy. But my expectations are that there will be problems, right? This is an alpha testing, and I think it's really important. I think it's really important that we don't exploit or abuse bugs. Duplication bugs, any little cheaty things that you find out that help you level up or advance faster. Those things need to be reported, not abused, so that they can be fixed. When you cheat and abuse bugs and things like that or exploits, it ruins the rest of the data downstream. It makes it very hard to tell how fast are you able to actually progress because now they have skewed data. So we act in good faith. We do not abuse bugs. We do not abuse in-game mechanics and things like that. We report those things, and that's what they want us to do here as well. Phase 3 testing is expected to be open 24/7. That top part, that was a quote by Steven, by the way. So we're going to have 24/7 servers. Phase 3 is expected to last at least 1 year, subject to change with active development, obviously. As with active development, delays happen. We will stay focused on our outstanding work outlined above and provide updates as we continue with our PTR testing. Your support, passion, and time mean everything to us. We're building Ashes of Creations together, and it's your feedback that shapes it every step forward. Whether you're reporting bugs, submitting feedback, or just showing up for hide and seek event, you're making a real difference. On behalf of the studio, thank you. And that's from Steven. That's another quote there. Phase 3 will focus on improvements to lighting, maps, and interiors as well. With the hot delivery of anvils, downstream teams like lighting, audio, and UI were impacted. This additional time will be used to enhance the ambiance, improve interior maps, and refine navigation through key regions of the anvils. So the anvils is still very much, like you guys were saying, a work in progress. Here's where they talk about dynamic gridding along with improvements to server workers and realms will be rolled out with phase 3. So they're really going to be heavily working on that. The nice thing about the wiki is we can click on other pages here and we can go over to see like what they talk about dynamic gridding. Neil, how's it going? Neil says Star Citizen at 4.0 is at 500 players and aOEC did 8,000 plus on last testing. I think the servers are, what are the servers up to now, Maven? Are they at 600 slot servers or do they go higher than that yet? And those, you got to keep in mind, Neil, that's per server. That's per server. So that's multiple server meshed on Star Citizen inside of that. I'm assuming it's the same with that 8,000. It's multiple servers split up into that mesh. That 500 or 600, I think it's 600 or plus. Maybe it's 800 now. It is 600. Okay. Oh, you have seen them go higher. They scale depending on how many people are available to, or how the servers are performing, you know. Leaked says we're not seeing your screen, by the way. Yeah, I don't have the wiki patched in here. That's why I have just the Ashes of Creation thing pulled up. It's just a wall of text though. What I'm looking at is a wall of text on the wiki. It's not like anything super crazy. That's why I have the class list up. If you guys want to see the wiki, I can try and patch it through there, but it's basically just a browser wall of text. That's why I'm just reading through it with you guys and touching on the different points. Let me know if you'd prefer to see it. I can try and patch it through for you though. So let's see here. Where do we leave off? Yeah, the dynamic gridding. So they talk about dynamic gridding, and dynamic gridding is an upcoming Intrepid Net feature that can split or combine game server workers within a realm to account for fluctuations in player density. Server workers can be as big as 5 by 10 kilometers. So talking about the actual parts on the map, or as small as 500 by 500 meters when split by dynamic gridding. So it's basically dynamic server meshing is what it sounds like. Sounds like very similar tech. We accomplished a huge feat this month with our glorious testers on the PTR having successfully split and removed server workers from the grid during runtime. During real time, they're able to do that. Over the course of the next few weeks, we will continue back-end optimization efforts to support larger, more stable play environments. That's a quote there when they were talking about first testing that dynamic gridding. Other systems, such as Monster Coins, which I have no idea what that is, are expected to come online sometime during Phase 3 and the betas. So we don't know when a lot of the other features will come online. There's actually no page for Monster Coins. If anyone knows any info about that, let us know. But that's expected to come online at some point during Phase 3, much like the Summoner and much like the archetype, the sub-archetypes. Let's go on to the zones here. They have a whole category talking about the zones. Now, the Turquoise Sea, this was released in March 2025. I think they're going to continue to iterate on this, though. I think they're going to continue to flesh it out, obviously, like everything in the game. The Turquoise Sea is up in the northwest section of the map, and it has all kinds of islands out there that you can hop around on and do fun stuff. The open sea is flags you as a combatant as purple for PvP. Sticky says, monster coins are a rare item that lets you transform into a monster to participate in an event where you can attack a node. That's actually freaking awesome. That's really, really cool. That's such a great idea, honestly. I dig that. So you'll be able to actually be a monster to attack a node. That's cool. I like that. So Turquoise Sea, the anvils. We know we're getting the anvils with launch here. The Crucible. This is a big one. The Crucible is a zone down in the southwest. It's a big circle on the map. And we were actually just down there checking out some of the surrounding areas. Some of the surrounding nodes, like the tropical areas, they're not fully fleshed out yet. They feel like they're more buggy. They feel like they're the most buggy. Mobs not really spawning. Not a lot going on down there. I think those nodes aren't finished yet. I could be wrong. Well, I mean, I don't think anything's finished yet, but maybe those are in a more playable state than I know. Maybe just on the PTR they had some stuff locked out. I'm not sure. But down there is where the Crucible is going to be. The Crucible is a big volcano region to the southwest. You'll see a big thing that looks like a circle. It almost looks like the trunk of a tree. That is the Crucible. So that's coming at some point. I don't know if it's coming with the launch. I don't think so. Steven said, there's a quote from Steven, a picture of him on Discord, that he says, that zone is after Anvils, I believe. So I think Crucible is coming after they finish Anvils. They're going to work on Crucible, so probably sometime during Phase 3. Another one that sounds really, really cool is the Underrealm. The Underrealm content is likely going to be introduced early to mid Phase 3. Now, the Underrealm, I want to click on this and see if they have a page made for it. Cloudflare has been absolutely locking down websites. It's crazy. There's a lot going on with the Underrealm, so I'm going to go over to its page. You know what? I'm going to patch you guys in. Give me a second here. Let's do this. I think you guys should be able to see, you should be able to see this. Hold on. Give me a second. I need to copy this. I'm going to hide that one. I'm going to paste it in here. Paste it as a duplicate. Let me bring this down. Give me 1 second. I'm doing this live right now. I want to patch you guys in, but I need to change the size of it without messing up the other ones. So we're going to put it right here. We're going to call it, let's rename it to browser wide. Okay, we're going to call it browser wide. And I'm going to change the filters on this. Bear with me 1 second. I want you guys to see this so you can follow along. It's a wall of text, but at least it'll give you some visual, right? So we got the left side cropped a little too much. Let's go 750. No, that's too much. Let's do 50. 25. 160. There we go. And then the top is fine. The right, we need to change this. There we go. Okay. That should be good padding. Let me resize it. This is what I'm looking at. Let me get this locked down there. It's a little small, a little hard to see, but this is what I'm looking at. I gotta change one more padding. Give me 1 second. The top, we're gonna go to 200. There we go. Okay, so now you can see what I'm seeing. It's a little bit behind the Tangia thing. I just did it on the fly. Bear with me. This is the Underrealm. The Underrealm, I am so excited for this. I love unique biomes like this. The Underrealm is expected to come some point during Phase 3, unless something has changed that I don't know about. Let me move it over, actually. Just going to stuff it in this corner. Shrink it a touch. Bring it up. There we go. Now it's out from behind there. No, you're good. Don't worry about it, Maven. That should be good for you guys. At least you have something to follow along with now. So the Underrealm is a rich environment where bioluminescence abounds in the fauna and the flora that exists there. The deep caverns and the underground valleys provide a new destination for civilization to develop, bringing a node system into the depths of the world where we can awaken darker creatures and things like that. This is such a cool concept. Here's a picture of it, some art. I'm so excited. I want to have a node underground. You know how cool that would be to be underground in like the Underdark of Baldur's Gate 3? They did 1,000 stress test at 600 now. You're talking about for Star Citizen. Make sure you guys are caught up with live. Click the live button at the bottom, or make sure you drag the slider all the way to the right so you're caught up with live. So you guys are current with what we're working with here. But cities underground having nodes, I'm all for that. I think it's going to be, that'd be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to it. There's a little bit of a picture. Here's an image of what maybe some of the creatures can look like with some luminescence on them, some bioluminescence. Pretty cool stuff. I love the concept art. The Underrealm is estimated to be not much bigger than 100 kilometers square in area. It is not space across the entire map. Oh, it's not continuous space across the entire map. There will be areas that are obstructed by chasms and other features. That sounds pretty cool. There's a quote from Steven. The expansiveness of the Underrealm itself is quite large. It does not persist across a lot of playable area that's above ground. So there are alternatives in the Underrealm for passages and traversal throughout the world. I think there's going to be Right here, they talk about locations and entrances into the Underrealm entrances. They're going to be throughout the world, different geographic locations, different choke points. There's going to be cave entrances, tunnel entrances, things like that that provide alternative subterranean routes that could be used for caravan raids and other player activities. This is going to expand the gameplay so much. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, you can preload the patch right now on the launcher. Just hit login, even though it says the realm's down. You can log in and it will patch some of the files for you. Sticky says Alpha 1 already had a previous version of the Underrealm and it was beautiful. It's on YouTube as well. Oh, it did. Did they take it out? Is it still, did they take it out to work further on it? Is it just not reachable right now? That's really, really cool. I'll have to check that out on YouTube. We'll do a little reaction to that and talk about that stuff more, but I'm super excited for this. I hope that this comes during phase 3 and it's not too far out. Not all enemies of the Underrealm will be open, or not all entrances, excuse me, will be open at the same time. They can shift dynamically based on node states. So let's say you have a node up above, you can close off a choke point, you can open it up, you can restrict access. It's going to be really cool to see how all of that comes into play. There's going to be other less advantageous routes and things like that. There will be bodies of water, such as rivers and lakes in the Underrealm, which is really cool to see. I always love underground caves that have water and then have fish and life in them. Timbit says most of Alpha 1 is gone with the Unreal Engine 5 rebuild. Oh man, that's a shame. Yeah, it's a big rebuild. Okay, well hopefully we get to see that. Hopefully we get to see that sometime soon. Underwater content related to traversal may be included in these areas. Previously, it was stated that there won't be boats and other water vehicles in the Underrealm. So it was stated that there won't be boats and stuff, but that doesn't mean that there won't be other ways to get around. Maybe that means there's going to be like maybe a trolley or a tram system. I think it'd be really cool. This game would be perfect for having a Zeppelin or a boat system. I know there are boats, but like non-player run boats, kind of like flight paths. I think this game would really benefit from those, kind of like how World of Warcraft has. There may be unique species of fish. The realm will have water associated with it that there may be where we leverage underwater content as either a means of traversal to reach certain locations or require use of certain vehicle types in order to traverse. That's a quote from Steven there talking about this Underrealm and their bodies of water. Certain Tolnar tribes were able to develop city-scale constructions in the Underrealm. Maybe that's why the Tolnar got pushed back. Maybe they're going to come out with the Underrealm. Crimson Beard says, how does the build/classes work? Do you choose right off the rip or do you grind towards it? You pick your class when you're making your character. It is not a classless system. It is a class system. So you pick your class when you're making your character, much like World of Warcraft. You can change your spec, and maybe you can change your subclass. I don't know if you can change. I mean, we don't have subclasses yet, but maybe you'll be able to change your subclass after the fact. You can change your spec and your build right now on the fly. I would assume that you will eventually have to pay something or have to go somewhere to respec, that you won't be able to do it on the fly at all times. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water right here, and then we're going to continue. I'm going to fire up some lo-fi too. You guys want some lo-fi? Let's see. I'll fire it up. Let me know if you enjoy it. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. Give me 1 second. All right. Jimbo says, guess I'll need some class finally. Much like IRL, Sicky says. But yeah, you pick your character, you make how they look. I think they were talking about character recustomization coming sometime during this as well. Character recustomization could be interesting. That would allow you to essentially change how you look after the fact. What else do they have on here? So those tribes were able to do some city scale stuff. Underrealm content is likely going to be introduced near the beginning of Alpha 2 Phase 3. So likely going to be introduced at some point at the beginning of Phase 3. There's no confirmations on any of this. A lot of this is speculation, but we love theorycraft here on the channel. So we're going to theorycraft with it. Hey, fingers crossed we get this really, really soon. This looks awesome. Let's take a look at this picture one more time. Big glowing mushrooms, stalactites. Bioluminescent bats, it looks like. Someone's got a torch down here to illuminate. I'm really interested to see, because we have a light spell on the mage, right? Exactly, Blimpy. Hashtag soon TM. Maybe we'll be able to explore this area. Looks freaking great, though, man. Oh, what is that? Just a giant eye. Really, really looking forward to that. Bosses at this location, Sorrow's Hunger. I don't know what that is. Looks like actually, let's click it. Mobs at this location, Blood Horror, Brood Mother, or Brood Horror, Brood Mother, Brood Stalker, Underrealm Mycena, Underrealm Sharptooth, NPCs, Priests, and Slateborn. Let's check out this boss. One of my biggest gut punches we got from PAX Day as of late. No bosses or world bosses coming anytime soon in the foreseeable future. Here is a big bad Sorrow's Hunger world boss. Man, look at that thing. It's like a crystallized monster. Here's some Alpha 1 gameplay. Maven says, is that a torch? Yeah, Mainframe took away our torches from PAX Day. Check that out, though. You can see the GMs fighting it. That thing looks gnarly. Obviously, it's got a lot of old user interface in here. A lot of UI updates since then. That's a... What the heck? I guess that's it up on the surface. They were just testing it. There's Steven. Look at it, it's even got teeth. Another picture of it there. Different lighting. That's an underground lava dragon. That's freaking awesome. I think that's the old one. I think that's the demon boss that we were fighting. But there you go. You could see a lot of information there about different bosses and stuff, but that's Sorrow's Hunger, so that's expected to be in that zone at some point as well. Let's check out the Brood Horror. Pretty dark image here. Oh, there it is right there, Brood Horror. Looks like some type of alien bug or spider or something like that. Another giant eye. That's the Brood Horror. Let's check the Brood Mother. Here's the Brood Mother. Looks like got a big egg sac or something on top of that same looking monster. Brood Stalker. Probably like a stealthy unit. There we go, came in at full resolution. Brood Mother, Brood Stalkers. Look like smaller ones. Maybe they have some stealth capability or something like that. Pretty cool. What else do we have here? Oh, these are like mycelia. Yeah, they're mushrooms. Little mushroom people. We already have some form of them in game. Smaller mushrooms that we've seen. Those things are awesome. Uh-oh, I accidentally clicked it. Hold on, I gotta go back one. Those are pretty neat. I like those. And what else? Underrealm Sharptooth. Let's check out a Sharptooth. Probably like a saber-toothed tiger type thing that we've seen. It's blurry. Come on, come on. There it is. Yep, saber-toothed tiger style creatures. Looking really cool. So those are that's a little preview of the Underrealm and what we can expect coming with that. And that's just one feature of this. Let's go back to the overarching Alpha 2 Phase 3 page here. So that's the Underrealm. The Crucible, let's pull up the page for the Crucible. For those of you who haven't seen the Crucible yet, this is the volcano. There is a volcano there. The zone is called the Crucible because people were asking about what's actually gonna be there. This is the part of the map that we're talking about. That big open land. Here's an idea of some concept art for it. You got the tropics surrounding it, nice big volcano, probably some lava stuff going on at the base of it. What is this? Lava geysers, lava stingray flying manta ray things. Check that out. Great concept art. Get some lava snails in there. That'd be pretty neat. But this is one of the new biomes that's going to be coming. It's part of the Vandagar Tropics volcanic zone. So it's going to be down in that tropical region. Here's a picture of it. You can see the main starting area right there. And then down here, these tropics. These are the ones that seemed a little buggy. We were exploring those on the PTR. I don't know if they were just locked for PTR, but this big land right here. This is what we're talking about. Some pretty cool pictures there so far. What is this one? Great concepts. Lava rivers. Gonna need to bring your fire resistance potions in there. But that's the Crucible. That's expected to come sometime during this phase. And then completion of Vandagar. The Western Continent. Wait a second. There's so much to talk about here, guys. It's going to be impossible to fit this all into one podcast, but we're going to do our best. We're going to read the patch notes tomorrow with you guys as well. We're going to have to do deep dives into like each one of these pages. This could be a whole podcast on its own, just deep diving into Vandagar. But Vandagar is the Western continent of Verra. The size of the continent is approximately 700 kilometers squared to 800 kilometers squared. The following zones are a part of Vandagar, the Anvils, which I think actually got brought over. Oh, wait a second. This is Vandagar. So we are on Vandagar. Over here is Illyrium. Illyrium has the Frostgrave Fells. Super excited to see snowy areas in this game. I love cold, frosty biomes. I don't know what it is about them. I like them. They're really cool to explore in. I find the caves to be interesting when done right. We have Sujima Isle up here. We have Drakathabor. I don't know how to pronounce all this stuff. The Tradewind Sea. This right here, this part of the water, these waters are, what do they call that? The Turquoise Sea? That's what we have right now. The Avaric Ocean. Pelagora. Really, really cool. Super excited to get this side, but Vandagar is expected to be completed #soon TM sometime this phase. Ray says, can't wait to see the castles whenever they bring online. So we actually did get to see, it's under visual NDA, but we can talk about this stuff. We did see it on the PTR. They showed us the cities, the full-fledged, I guess they were going to be called metropolises. Now there's only 6 phases. They got rid of Metropolis and the city is the metropolis, the big cities. They showed us those on the PTR. They actually spawned some in as the devs. Really, really cool. They're awesome. And they're going to change their aesthetic based on the race or the region or something like that. They're going to be able to change dependent upon maybe where they're built or something like that. Tim says, I'd say there's a decent chance they scrap the Eastern continent until after release, like the first expansion. And I'd be okay with that, to be honest. I mean, if they want to release it as an expansion, hell, I'd even pay extra for it. I think things like that are good to keep as expansions, you know? That's what World of Warcraft has done. This whole island could be an expansion, that could be an expansion, this can be an expansion. I like games with subscription models because you get access to the live service, and then when they come out with a whole new content patch, giant amount of stuff, new zones, new things to do, I'm okay with expansions. I actually prefer it. They seem to be behind on some features. I don't think Steven has infinite money. I don't know what their funding looks like, but there are some features that they're already ahead on. It seems like, you know, they already got the Turquoise Sea release and that was supposed to come out with phase 3. So it seems like they're ahead on some stuff, a little behind maybe on some other stuff. I don't know. Corey, thank you for the subscription. Really appreciate that, man. Hey, if you guys aren't yet subscribed, click that button down below. Greatly appreciate it. And if you want to support my work, you can click the join button, become a channel member, all kinds of perks on the Discord, all kinds of good stuff. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that subscription. Sticky says, it's a real possibility though. Then it's weird that they've been talking about how quickly they can make biomes now. Well, I think the thing is, a lot like with Star Citizen, they're creating tech. They're making the tech, and then once the tech is made, it can then be implemented and make the process of making future biomes and things like that go faster. They just need assets then, and it can then take the assets and make them. It's like when they were testing water and rivers and stuff in Star Citizen. They did it in one section, worked out really good, then they could expand it, and now, boom, they can make procedurally everywhere in the world all these other things. So I think it is an exponential curve. Once they get the tech done, things start to go a little faster. But I'm okay with this being an expansion over here. Looks really cool though, but that is, so Vandagar is our side that we currently have right now, and it's gonna have anvils, the desert area, the riverlands, all of this right here. The Tauran Empire invaders on Vandagar originated from Illyrium. So it looks like the Tauren Empire, which again, we could deep dive into all of this stuff, and we will in certain episodes. These guys originated from Illyrium, so from the Eastern continent. Great War of the Undying. There's so much to dive into. But that's going to come with this too, the completion of Vandagar. Scroll down a little bit here. Development in the Anvil Zone arrived a little hotter than anticipated. As such, we're taking some additional... Already read that one. They're talking about adding artisan POIs, starting villages, pocket dungeons. Hey, Fadril! Thank you for the Tangia. Corey says, excited to play. Just got into the alpha. Hey, if you just got into it, did you use a referral code? Because if not, if anyone's signing up new, you can use my referral code. I'm not here to sell you on it, but if you're signing up anyways, make sure you use a referral code. Has really big implications for the channel, so I would appreciate that. But we're really excited too, Corey. It's great to have you here. If you're looking for a guild or a node to be a part of, the Order of the Blood Brothers is going to be going hard into Ashes of Creation. It's going to be a lot of fun. You lost internet? I don't think I lost internet. I'm good. I think you're talking about yourself, right, Maven? I get paranoid because my internet has been so crap lately. You get the referral code by typing !ashes. If you just bought the game, this is a big ask, and I would never ask anyone to do this, but since it has such big implications, I will tell people how, and they can choose to do it if they want to. But if you already purchased the game and it's fresh, they have told me directly that people can do a refund, make a new account with the referral link, type !ashes in chat right now. It'll give you a referral link. It's got big implications. I'm not going to tell anyone to do that because that's a pain in the butt, but that's the only way to actually get it linked if you already purchased the game. If you didn't purchase the game, you can just make a new, you have to use the link when creating your account. So here, I'll pop it up for you guys. ASHES, Ashes, just like that. You can do that at any time and it should pop up. If the bot's awake, there it is. Anyone try the Bard class? Not sure, but it's calling to me. A lot of people have. A lot of people have actually liked it. Hyped for AOC. I love it. Look at that dancing crab, dude. That's awesome. Ange, thank you for the Tangia. Appreciate you. Yeah, a lot of people have liked Bard, Corey. Really, really good group mechanics there. Really good group play. Okay. We're on to nodes. 4 new unique node layouts. I'm going to click on this because we got to see. Bards are so fun, Jade says. Ray says, my main is a bard. Tim says, bard is amazing. A lot of people excited about bard. Tim says, good for soloing too, if you like that. Fajul says, bard's class would sing to you, not call. I guess that's actually a good point, Fajul. I like that. Let's pull up this node layout because we're going to have 4 unique node layouts. Let's see what that means. I like this about the wiki. We can follow these links and narrow it all down. Node layout and style. So this is going to be determined by race right here, the node's advancement, and then it'll have a racial appearance on the buildings, NPCs, and props. So it is going to be the highest percentage of the node's advancement. The races that contribute the highest percentage to the node's advancement will alter the appearance of the node. Keep that in mind, guys. We don't have a specific race in mind. The Order of the Blood Brothers is kind of a group of anybody who's willing to come and take the blood oath. So you could be a human, you could be an elf, you could be an orc. As long as you have loyalty to your brothers and sisters, you can be of any race that you choose. That's our core motto there. Loyalty above all else. So it's going to be interesting to see. Is there going to be a lot more dwarves? Are there going to be a lot more humans? Will it be like the orc type people? And that's going to determine what our cities and stuff look like in our node. It's going to be really interesting to see that. What else do we have here? Node footprint. The rest of the things are determined by the node's mayor, which I'm going to be running for mayorship. We're going to try and get a node and have some fun with it. Bunch of chat going by. Sticky says, keep in mind, this is still at least a year out. Well, this is stuff that's supposed to be coming with this phase. So I'm assuming at any point during this phase, during phase 3. Yeah, not all of this stuff, guys, is going to be released right out the gate with it, just like the summoner. Crazy beautiful. welcome in. Great to see you. How's it going? You're really gonna be interested in this game, I think. Knowing the games that you play, I think you will like this one. This is gonna be a good one. Crazy Beautiful, you're gonna wanna stay tuned to see this. Tomorrow it goes live. If anyone's interested, use my referral code !ashes. Leaked says, just FYI, this wiki page you are seeing is reiterating the roadmap images. It's
Ashes of Creation, everyone.
Fadril, thank you for the Tangia. Let's get the briskets in chat if you guys are excited for Ashes. You heard it here. But Leaked says, just FYI, this wiki page you're seeing is just reiterating the roadmap images. It's not what is making in phase 3 launch. Yeah, exactly. It's not what's coming at launch. Also, the roadmap images is what's things to come during phase 3. Exactly. Yeah, could be at launch, could be months down the road into phase 3. We don't know, but this is expected to come during it. We're gonna get the patch notes tomorrow and we'll know exactly what's gonna happen. Crazy Beautiful says, doing good, checking out this game you're looking into, yeah. I'll definitely check it out. It's awesome. It's been a ton of fun. Really, really cool systems in this game. Leaked says, if you want to see the changes from phase 2 to phase 3, I can send you an image with all the changes. I'd love to have that, actually, Leaked. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have that. This is just an overview of all the stuff that is going to be coming with phase 3. That's why it's like phase 3, what's new? What are we going to be getting at some point? Casey, how's it going? Welcome in. Casey says, super hyped. A lot of hype going around. Look at all the brisket. So these are the different node layouts, the node footprint. I mean, there's a ton of stuff here. We could go on and on. This could be its own podcast episode right here. And let me know below, guys, do you want to see VerraFire have podcast episodes deep diving into these systems, explaining how they work, explaining how they're going to change and work in the future? If you want to see deep dives into systems that are this in depth, let me know and we'll do breakdowns of all of these. But there's so much stuff here. Service buildings, node types, node buildings, NPC driven events. I mean, look at this. It goes on and on and on. Node redevelopment, artistic style. I mean, it goes on and on and on, right? So I can't go into all of that on this, but there's a ton of node stuff changes that are coming. 4 new unique node layouts, 6 node stages. This we will touch on because this is something that is a little different now. They used to have Metropolis. We have Wilderness. That's where there's no advancement. You go to the zone, you go to the node, you start doing stuff. You can level it up to an expedition, also known as a crossroads. This will take you a couple hours, depending how many people are there. Then you can upgrade it to an encampment or a camp. This will take many hours, depending, again, how many people you have. Then there is Village, which is the first one where you're going to start to get a lot of amenities. You're going to have static housing of 8. You're going to be able to start building up some stuff. Then you have a town. Then you have a city, which is the final stage, which is estimated to have 55 static housing. Looks like my internet had a little bit of a hiccup there. Fidril, thank you for the Tangias. Sticky says phase 3 has no end date for a reason. It's estimated that it's going to last a year, but it could go longer. It probably will go longer, right? And I'm okay with that. I think my internet's having a little bit of an issue. Looks like it recovered there, though, so I think we're good. But those are the different node stages. Again, it goes into everything about the different node stages here. You can read what the zone of influence is, and we can break down all of these in future podcast episodes, but we're mainly touching on this page right here, talking about the overview of it all. We have node atrophy, node types with different election methods. This is important to touch on. These election methods are not implemented yet, but they are expected to go live at some point during phase 3. Each type of node will have different election types. Academic mayors are elected based on ranked choice popular vote. Divine node mayors are going to be elected based on the citizen who earns the most PvE favor by completing religious quests. Don't really know what PvE favor is. We don't know what the religious quests are going to be. There's a little bit of information on these. We can deep dive into those in future episodes as well. Economic node mayors. This will be elected via a blind bid auction where the citizens bidding the most money wins. It's supposed to be a gold sync. The developers are in favor of a public accounting of the campaign funds and contributions for mayoral candidates. So it's basically a big money sink. And then you have the military node mayors. This one is very interesting. It's going to be trial by combat. During the election week, the node will enter an open PvP battleground for hours-long periods where candidates and their citizen supporters compete to gain points by killing the opposing supporters and securing objectives. The highest point winner at the end will be the winner. Very interesting stuff there. So you have the different nodes right now exist. At some point, the election types may switch over. We don't know when. Then it goes into node leadership and city hall and all kinds of stuff like that. Node atrophy. I want to see what this is. Is this going to make me re-verify? Every time, this Cloudflare has just been super protective of this site for some reason. Node atrophy based on stage of a node is subtracted from the total experience node gain each day. I guess it's like an upkeep of experience or something. Progressively diminished or disabled. So it's going to be some way to stop nodes from just existing perpetually and then stopping someone else from taking over, I guess. So if the people running it basically stop the upkeep, here's a picture. Looks like decay. Oh, it's a little blurry right now. It's going to render here. There you go. Looks like some decay. The walls crumbling, maybe making it easier to infiltrate or something like that. Maybe stopping some of the services. A lot of theorycraft. We don't know exactly. Hazardous events like hurricanes and tornadoes and stuff. Siege weapons. Service-oriented buildings within the node. There could be all kinds of different things that can cause it to degrade. If the building maintenance isn't paid, a lot of stuff. You can see we could do a deep dive into this whole system in one podcast episode again by itself. Let me know if you want to see that. All of this is expected to come at some point. Node politics or policies, node policies, node happiness, mayoral commissions, additional mayoral commissions. So we have mayoral commissions now where they can put commissions for different resources and services and stuff like that. Those are going to be expanded. Additional service buildings. Nodes will have XP counter, which I think they already do. I think the nodes already have XP counter and can level up. Node destruction may be delivered post 2025. There are some references as to why that is. Steven says this is the pillaging phase of the successful siege that is not planned till... Let me see this. Hold on. How can I click this? Sorry about the flashbang. Oh, it's going over to Discord. I don't really want it to load my Discord, do I? Okay, it's fine. Steven says this is the pillage phase of a successful siege. This is not planned till post phase 3 launch. That's straight from Steven right there. Let's give him 100% on that. Thank you, Steven, for that insight. Let me close this out. We're back over here. Okay, cool. I didn't know it was going to open up my Discord, but luckily it was just normal stuff on screen. Gwydion, how's it going, man? Welcome into the stream. Was listening while driving. Now I'm here. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, man. A lot of stuff going on here. Here are the 3 races. We have the Pyrai, the Renkai, and the Nikwa. So let's look over these really quick. We're going to not do a super deep dive on them, any of their lore or anything like that, but these appear to be the druidic type people. Let's pull this up here. You can see they have these druidic horns on their heads, a lot of unique features to them. There's the female player model and the male player model. So those are the Pyrai. I think that's how you pronounce that. Pyrai. Sorry, it's Pyrai. They have it right here, the phonetic. Pyrai. It's going to be an elven-style race. They are elves who fled into the forest to escape scandal and tragedy. So they have all kinds of backstory here. Let me know if you guys want deep dives into each of the races as well. Again, there's so much information here. So much information that this could be a whole episode on itself, just talking about the different races. We have the Renkai. Renkai. Yep. I think that's how it's pronounced. These are the orcs. Let's pull them up. Maven, you'd like to see that? And if you guys are watching this in the future, in the comment section down below. Every comment really helps the channel. It helps YouTube know that you guys want to engage with my content. The live stream chats help as well. But if in the future, if you're watching this, throw me a comment. I read all of them. I try to reply to all of them. I love interacting with you guys, even after the live streams. So let me know in the future, if you're watching this, down in the comments, if you'd like to see deep dives into which aspects of the game. Gideon says, hey guys, it was about 40-minute home, but no biggie. People of the future, hi. So here we have the orcs. There you go. You can see their player model here. That is a picture of nothing. We have a little video. Check this out. It looks pretty cool. I like how they didn't make them like all pretty. They're orcs, you know? This should look orcish. So that's a little preview there. What the heck is this? Oh, this is a VEC. This is not coming yet, but there's a VEC player model little demo image there. So these are the Renkai. Strength, honor, loyalty. From the ashes of conquest arise a people transformed by redemption. The Renkai carry the weight of their ancestors, ambitious, and the wisdom born from choosing a different path. 9,000 years before the Exodus. So it goes on and on here. Again, we can do deep dives into all of these, but these are another one of the races that we're going to be getting. VEC are already in the game? Oh, the VEC are, so they look a little different than that image then. I know who you're talking about. Okay, yeah, the VEC are in the game. They're like trolls almost. Pickle made a VEC. I guess I didn't realize that they're the same. They look a little different in game than that image I just seen there. But yeah, those already are in game. You're absolutely right. Wasted. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that. Great to have you here. Nikwa. So these are the dwarves. Let's see here. Oh, these are like the Mauen. We call them like the Mauen dwarves. Nikwa. Yep, that's how you pronounce it. Right there's the phonetic. They're going to be a different type of dwarven race. They settled in coastal volcanic mountains of the Anvils, and this is a tropical biome. After the exodus of Sanctus, a mining disaster reshaped their homeland, and these survivors, mostly women and children, to rebuild the island peaks. So let's pull this up and see. Here's their player models. They're like Moen. They're like Moen style dwarves. They're really cool. There we go. Let's see their little video. If you guys haven't been on the PTR, you can already make them and play around with them and test them out. Great player model. I love it. So that is the Nikwa. And then we have the Tolnar. Now these ones, I don't know if they're still planned to be coming out. Are they still supposed to be released? Tim says, eventually the character creation will let you create a lot of variants, like in that image, but it's pretty bare bones at the moment. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Sticky says, yeah, it's been continually disappointing by the character creator thus far. I heard it's getting an upgrade in phase 3. Now, I haven't had too much of an issue with it. I thought it's been pretty decent. But supposedly it is going to be getting a big facelift. That is what I heard as well. Are these guys coming with this? With the release of Phase 3? They look awesome. Basically, you have some dragon people, some wolf, fox type people with some horns, and some... is this like an ape of some sort? Or is this a... I don't know what that is. Some type of other creature here. Humanoids. Very interesting. So I don't know if these are getting released with it. They're not. Okay. So these are not getting released. I think they got pushed back maybe a little bit. Here's another image. They're like dragon people here. Looks pretty cool. Hopefully we get to see them sometime soon. They'll probably come out with the volcano area. Renkai are not coming yet either. Oh, they're not? The Renkai. Let me see. Hold on. The Renkai are... The orcs. So the orcs aren't coming and the Tolnar aren't coming, but they said there was going to be 3, I thought. I don't know. I guess we'll see tomorrow with the patch notes. We'll see. But all of this is expected to come out at some point. We're not getting it at the launch, but at some point during phase 3. Archetypes. So this is where it gets really cool for a lot of people. The Summoner archetype. Summoner release date to the PTR was moved to Alpha 2 Phase 2. We're expected to get the Summoner sometime September, I think they said. I think that's what Steven said in an unofficial post. Ape-ish, feline-ish, reptile-ish, Sticky says. Yeah. Welcome to Ashes. Oh man, listen, this is breath of fresh air for a lot of us, trust me, leaked. Breath of fresh air. Archetype, Summoner archetype. Let's go ahead and see what this is about. A lot of people are really excited for the Summoner. Summoner is an archetype in Ashes of Creation. Summoner can shift their role easily to fill gaps in the group composition based on the role of the Summoner they are utilizing, coupled with their choice of secondary archetype, which influences the role of the Summoners perform based at. So I think you can change, I think you'll be able to change your secondary archetype on the fly. I'm going to click this link to go over to secondary archetype so I can look and see primary to secondary archetype choices. Players have the ability to customize their kit by selecting different build options on their adventuring skill tree. So I think you'll be able to change it. A character can augment a limited subset of the primary skills and passive effects from their secondary archetype. These augments can be rudimentary, but it significantly changed the way that the class works. Let's see. Will you be able to do it on the fly? Secondary. Tim says changing secondary is supposed to be hard, but possible. Okay. Are you supposed to be able to do it on the fly, or do you do it when you make your character? Oh, it says right here, a player chooses their primary archetype from the start of the game. A player cannot change their primary archetype. Player receives skill points and they love. So they say that, then we could do a whole breakdown on the secondary archetype alone, but they pronounce it archetype? Oh, I get it. Archetype, like architect, archetype. I gotcha. Okay. Archetype. I'll try and remember that. I'm probably going to say it wrong many, many more times, so bear with me till I get it through my head, but archetype. Gotcha. Let's see here. So Summoner, they're saying that they're supposed to be able to shift their role, so maybe the Summoner can change their secondary archetype. I'm not positive. Because the secondary archetypes, they say that they are not supposed to be able to be changed. You pick them at the beginning. But the Summoner could be a whole podcast again on its own. Here's the silhouette. Looks creepy, but I like it. And here's a video. Tim says the role's more based on what you summon, which is why you can change on the fly. Oh, okay. So they can summon different things, which will give them maybe some different abilities and things like that, some different team composition. Gotcha. So they can summon a tank or a healer and things like that. That's interesting. Here's some of the things that they may be able to summon at some point. Highly anticipated. Looks really, really cool. Some more images here. That looks pretty neat. Summons concept art. So here's more like different concepts of what they could look like. Oh, different stars on them. These are neat. I like their concept art. These look great. Little bug thing. Maybe this is like a healer of sorts. Really cool stuff. But the Summoner looks like you're gonna be able to summon different animals and things like that. I wonder if it's gonna be dependent on if you're a summoner and then you change your sub archetype, yes. Oh, I gotta really commit that to memory. If you could play a summoner and then change your sub archetype, could you pick like a ranger and then have more beasts? Could you pick a tank and then have more, like, could you shift? It's gonna be interesting to see how they all work together, because again, remember here, let me pull up the image. Here's all the combos. So if you look at Summoner, Fighter, Wild Blade, Summoner Tank, Brood Warden, Summoner Rogue, Shadowmancer, Summoner Ranger, Beastmaster, Spellmaster, Conjurer, Necromancer, if you go with Cleric, and Bard will give you Enchanter. Really, really cool stuff there. Gwydion says, which version though? It's Little Sweet Killer, because she said she wants to play that. Tim says, yeah, I think they said Summoner and Cleric can summon a skeleton, for example. That's going to be so cool. Yeah, that makes sense too, because again, I'm going to pull it up 1 second here. Summoner and Cleric is a Necromancer. That's going to be really, really cool to be able to, I'm going to have to mess around with that. You're going to basically be a Necromancer. That really opens up the world to, man, once they make all the archetypes able to be all of the other archetypes, like mix them together, that's going to be really, really great. So that's the Summoner. Tons and tons of stuff here that we could go over. But we're already 2 hours into the stream. Level cap is expected to be raised during this phase. I've heard 35, I've heard 50. I don't really know. Does anyone know? Is there any quotes from Steven? Are there any quotes that we should be aware of? Summoner Ranger says she can have all the foxes. Padrill, thank you for the super chase. I'm excited to play as Archmage as my AOC main. The mages are really powerful, really awesome. They have that light ability right now, which I don't think is very useful. But I think once they bring in the Underrealm, you'll be able to use that light to help illuminate. I really hope they lean into the darkness down there, making you use the environment and torches and have a torch bearer and things like that. That'd be really cool to see. Thank you for the super chat, Fadrill. I really appreciate you, brother. Sticky says, not sure. Level 50 will probably take a real while. Level 35 is more realistic, I'd say. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know, but they do say that at some point we will be getting a level cap. I don't know if it's going to be at launch or later, but at some point, that's what this overview is. It's going to be an overview of what's going to be expected to be added in during this phase. The secondary archetype. I have to remember that. Archetype. Let's see here. So the secondary archetype specialization will start once all primary archetypes and skill trees are completed. Okay, so once we get the Summoner, which is the last archetype to be added as far as we know, and then once all the skill trees are completed for all of the existing archetypes, then we will get secondary archetypes. And that makes sense, because they need to have all of the skill trees and stuff finished for the existing ones before they can start working on, mixing them together. Every archetype may start with 2 augment schools. I need to click this. We got to see what augment schools is. And I need to grab a quick drink. 1 second. Here's a little more info on this, actually. We have some conflicting information, because before it said you do it on character creation, but here it's saying that a player may choose a secondary archetype when they reach level 25. Every secondary archetype offers 4 different schools of augmentation. Each augment school affects the primary archetype skills in different ways. For example, a mage offers teleportation and elemental schools of augments. So it sounds like this may be outdated a little bit. I'm not positive. Tim says character creation is just primary archetype, but it said on the secondary archetype page that you pick it at character creation. Let me see. It said it somewhere here. I swear I just read it. Did I not? Classes are a combination of primary and secondary, starting from level 25. Interesting. Okay, well this says, I swear I just read something that said that. Did I not? Prior to, let me click secondary. That's the same page. Okay, so secondary, it sounds like everyone's saying secondary is not chosen at character creation, and this does back that up, starting at level 25. Okay, I don't know what I just read then. I read some page. Hold on, let me go back really quick. School of Augment. I clicked Summoner, and then from here I went into secondary archetype. Classes are a combination of primary and secondary archetypes, chosen at level 25. Okay, I don't know what I just read then. Maybe it was a figment of my imagination. I could have sworn. I'll have to go back and rewind and see. I swear there was a section there that said that it was chosen at the beginning. Oh, I was reading primary? Okay. So secondaries are chosen at level 25, it looks like. And then all of those are going to have... There's a lot to this. Then all of those are going to have those augment schools. So let's read a little bit more about augment schools. But again, this alone can be its entire own podcast episode. Players can then, once they reach level 25, augment their primary skills with effects of the secondary archetype. Players can augment a limited subset of their primary skills with passive effects of their secondary archetypes. You'll be able to mix some things together and make some pretty unique abilities, it sounds like. That's really cool. And that's on top of. So you're not only going to have your main archetype, you're then going to have your secondary archetype picked at 25, and then you will have augment schools on top of that. Very, very, very deep level of customization there. I read the 4th main bulletin as secondary instead of primary. Ah, okay. That's my bad. My bad. So at level 25 is when all that comes in. Interesting. Again, could be its own entire episode. Let me see here what else we got. The first 2 secondary archetypes will be cleric and tank. The others will follow. That was said during their live streams on January 31st, looks like, right there as the reference. Switching secondary archetype will likely be made easier during this phase for the purposes of testing. So only for the purposes of testing, there will maybe some way. I guess someone in chat, I read you say something that you'll be able to change it, but maybe it's going to be pretty hard to do. That'll be interesting to see that come online. All theory craft. Here's all the weapons. So in the original roadmap, they talked about a couple of the weapons, as you can see right here. They said orb, one-handed axe, and one-handed sword pierce, meaning like maybe a fence or something like that, or a rapier. But here's what we're supposed to be getting, and we already tested some of these. One-handed axes, two-handed axes, two-handed maces, and two-handed spears. Weapons to be introduced later in Phase 3, staves and orbs, potentially. And potentially has a reference here. They said that during their live stream on August 12th, 2024, that potentially orbs will be added in. All of these have sources from their live streams. You can see all the different sources here. Oh, rapiers as well, one-handed piercing swords. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new weapon types. That's big. Sicky says, I truly wonder how deep they'll go with this. I can't imagine they keep these 4 schools of augment for all the abilities. It'll probably be either less schools or less abilities. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine once the classes are done, then the team that was working on the classes or the archetypes, they could then choose to go and work on all of the subclasses and stuff and melding them together. They'll probably just divvy that up. They have a pretty big team. I think their team's pretty big, so I bet you once they finish with the summoner, they're all probably going to shift their focus onto the secondary archetypes and then all of those augment schools. I don't know, but I guess we'll see. We'll see. I mean, this is reference from interview February 28th. We could deep dive into each of these and look up all the sources and talk about the stuff, but that is the reference they have there. Interview from February 8th, 2025. We have all of these new weapons coming. Let's click on each of these and see what they have to offer a little bit. Sticky says it's possible. I really like your fresh hope. I mean, I just take things at face value. So if their last thing they said was this, then that's all I have to go off of, right? Obviously, if there's someone who's been waiting for something for years, you could tell that they're going to have a little different view on it, you know? Thomas, how's it going? He says, how hyped you are? How hyped are you? I'm really hyped. I'm ready to go. We have a big community ready to hop in here. One-handed pierce swords. You can actually see the tree here with abilities. That's pretty cool. So if you guys are looking to see all these new abilities, you can hop on here. If you're excited and can't wait till tomorrow, you can see the breakdown of piercing swords. Let's check out one-handed axes. Here's one. I don't think that was piercing. Let's go back one second. That was just, oh yeah, it was. I clicked rapiers. Here we have one-handed axes. This is going to be pretty neat. It looks like a lot of the same finishers and stuff. Bleed, snare, wound. Keen Edge, Ward. A lot of these look the same. Yeah, Rhythmic Swings. Here's a breakdown of all of them. Oh, there's a lot of them there. Unstoppable. Is that new? One-handed axe. Unstoppable. Interesting. Bunch of breakdown on all of this. Again, they're all placeholders at the moment, Tim says. So we won't go into all these other ones then. Once we know more info, we'll talk about all those. I do want to see stabs, though. This sounds interesting. Oh my gosh, that was the best Tangia I think I've seen. That one's amazing. Here's a little video on the stabs. This is kind of cool. Corey says, game has so much promise. If they even have 1/10 of what they are trying to do, the game's going to be great. That's my thinking, right? There's so much that I don't know if I expect all of it to make its way in, but I mean, look what they already have. There's already so much. Like if they have this much concept art done, it's pretty great. And they're sharing so much. Look at all those different variations. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the Tangia. Thank you for the splash. I'm going to hydrate. It's important to stay hydrated, everybody. All right. There's your stabs. Corey, there's a lot of games that have promise. Tons and tons of games that have promise. Thank you for the Tangia. This one has a lot of promise. Uh-oh. Fadril's going to save the stream. This is a long one, but it's actually a really good Tangia. We'll let this play out.
Now, as I was saying...
Love it. It's great. Let's see what Orb is. Thank you guys for all the Tangias as well, and all the super chats, and for being channel members. Your support is why these are possible. Orbs, what is this? Offhand of some sort? It looks like something that, yeah, goes in your offhand. Looking pretty good. I think we have, don't we have Foci or Foci? We have spell books. I don't think we have these yet. These are gonna be a new offhand. It's gonna replace the shield or sigil in the offhand slot. It can take the appearance of objects such as orbs and books. Are these already in? Gwydion says, I want the staff, but I want to be able to beat people over the head with it. Oh, as opposed to cast with it? Yeah, Foci. I don't know how you pronounce that, Foci. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think those are already in the game, right? Yeah, Sticky says they're already in the game. We do have orbs. Okay, so these were... A lot of this stuff on here may be outdated, but that's why we're just skimming through it, you know? Here's where it starts to get really interesting. This is where it really ramps up. You guys are not going to want to miss talking about this stuff. Each one of these could be its own entire podcast, like I've been saying, but guilds are expected to be fully functional. We're going to be getting guild storage, guild freeholds, castle sieges, naval and ocean content. Some of this stuff is already in. We already have naval. I think we don't have guild storage, but we have personal storage maybe. Guild freeholds are coming. The naval and ocean content. This will include the Eastern continent, aquatic mounts, which we already have, gliding mounts, which we don't have, underwater combat, instanced content. I'm really looking forward to see what dungeons and things can look like once they're instanced. Transmog and dying gear system, that's going to be great. Pets, aerial combat. We have titles, religions, auction houses, such as marketplaces, which I think we already have. Improvements to the marketplace. Yeah, we already have the marketplace. They're going to be adding auction houses. They're going to improve upon that. Alliances, family system. The family system is targeted for mid to late phase 3, according to the quote of their live stream from January 3rd. The family system is really interesting. It's going to have family summons. You'll be able to extend your family and things like that up to a certain number of people. Dueling, the mail system, caravan progression, seasonal variations will be implemented later in this phase. So seasonal variations of creatures and things like that will come at a later time during the phase, per the interview on January 17th. There's a lot here. First time user experience is going to be revamped for the Anvils and the Riverlands. Animal husbandry will be fully implemented later in this phase. So right now we have animal husbandry, but it's kind of bare bones. The hunting system is a placeholder, I believe. Small crates that can be picked up by the player character and transported by mules. So we already have those things that you can put on your back now that we were testing on the PTR. The crate system. Looks really, really great. That's going to be coming, I think, with the launch of Phase 3. Cosmetic entitlement system is going to get implemented. They have 3 references here. Because there's Kickstarter cosmetics and stuff. Man, I really wish I had kickstarted this game. I really wish I did. I would have done the 400 package, been a lifetime member. Family system is easily exploitable for transportation. Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to make it balanced somehow. Like with most things, they're going to have to find a way to balance all of these. Everything's a fine line, right? Too much, too little. It's going to be a fine line. Hopefully they can get it dialed in right. But we could do a deep dive into all of these. Is the family system in game yet? No, the family system's not in game yet, and I don't think it's coming with the release of Phase 3 either. This is at some point. It's planned to come, or hoped to come at some point. And there's, where is it at? Let me see. There's a reference here from their live stream, and Family Summons was referenced. Let's click the reference. Let me see. It's going to take us over to the Discord. Sorry about the flashbang. Right here, it is not yet planned. It is not yet planned for, but will likely get some attention and testing in Phase 3. There's Steven saying that about the family system. Maven says that's the hardest part of these wikis. Impossible to tell whether it's planned. Well, they do have sources, right? So that's straight from Steven's mouth from that source. Now things change. His quote could not be applicable anymore also. I can only go based on the information that was put available to us, and that's going to be quotes from the devs and things that are found here with their sources. At least they have sources, though. Dueling has sources from an interview as well, and a live stream. Seasonal Variations has information, references from an interview on January 19th, 2025. So there are references for a lot of these things. Best way is to look at the sources and its dates. Exactly, yeah. And a lot of this is probably subject to change. I mean, all of this is subject to change. This is a lot of theory craft, but this is what we can hopefully expect to see over this next year or two. There's no clear banner or flag that tells you what's in game or what is yet to come. That's what I found out. It's really hard to tell, is this system implemented? Is this going to be implemented? Like even when you look up things with the nodes, it tells you there are 4 different types of nodes and they are taken over by doing, you're voted upon by doing this, 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 and this, but those other voting methods aren't even implemented yet, from my understanding. So there's a lot of conflicting information out there. And if we do some deep dives into these specific topics in the future here on VerraFire, we will verify what we can about those topics. This is a big one though. Economy, artisan, stat rework, including recipe changes, better UI visualizations, stat coefficients, and skill costs. All of this stuff they've been working on a lot from what I've been seeing. The stat reworks, the time to kill timers, the economy, the balance of it, the crafting and artisan skills, a lot of that stuff has been completely overhauled. A lot of changes have been made there from what I've seen. Right here, Steven says, the economy and the stat rebalance, that was a big one. And it still is a big one. So they're working on this a lot. With the majority of that work is completing in time. Unfortunately, the scope of work really needs to be hammered for testing perspective. And so we wanted to provide the economy team with sufficient amount of effort from our testing population in the PTR in order to inform what changes and iterations we need to make sure that we can get the start of Phase 3. So they've really been hammering that home. They've done several wipes on the PTR in order for us to test things from the ground up in terms of these crafting and level progressions and things like that. That's a big one. And that's really important for new players too. Things like that need to feel right for new players. Otherwise it's very off-putting, right? The first systems that the player interacts with and their first experience with them is going to be a very memorable one. They're going to carry that with them, you know? Some other content are castles, which let's see here. What is castles? Are these the bigger cities or is that different? I know we talked a little bit about that at the beginning. Oh, great. It's going to make me do this. Watch this. This cloud flare is just out of control. Did it only make me do it once this time? Okay. It normally makes me do it like 7 times. Oh, so these are guild castles. So there's said to be 3 guild castles from my understanding at start when the system gets 5, sorry. Each of the 5 castles has its own static layout. Castle siege defenses, including deployable traps, blockades within the castle, hiring mercenary NPCs to defend specific locations. Really, really big system. Again, a deep dive could be done into this whole system itself, but here's some images. Corey says, how's the combat? I've seen dev streams and haven't watched much since. The combat is really, really great. We were just raving about it last night because you can actually sidestep attacks, you can dodge attacks, block things. Different people in your party will have different things that they bring to the table in terms of crowd control and group support. We've really enjoyed the combat. It's been a breath of fresh air compared to some other games that are out there right now. Tim says combat is probably one of the best parts of Ashes at the moment. I agree that the combat is just so good. It's very fun and engaging, and you have multiple ways to engage with it. You can use their action combat mode where it locks onto your cursor and you look around with your mouse. Or you can do it like World of Warcraft style, like I do, where you hold right click and use, change your camera angle while you use WASD and space and stuff like that to go around the targets to attack and things like that. You have so many different ways that you could choose to interact with it, and their interface settings are actually really good. Zenith, how's it going, man? Flying mounts are reserved for mayors only currently. Everyone else will get regular mounts and gliding mounts. Yeah, that's what we established. Gliding mounts aren't in yet. Yep, they're not in yet. We were talking about that earlier on. How's it going, man? Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So here's an image of one of these guild castles, work in progress, obviously. You can see some outdated, this is an outdated picture because you can see the old UI features and things like that here. What is this? Oh, it's a barricade that players would probably have to bust through to get further into the castle. We have a golden throne here. Really cool stuff. What is this? Another picture of a castle. Zenith says, there's a system not in yet. I think it has to do with castles where the king and queen will be able to get flying mounts, I believe. Since it's not in yet, I could be wrong. I was reading something about kings and queens, yeah. Corey says, okay, now I'm calling into work tomorrow so I can play before Wednesday. Sounds good, Corey. Yeah, if you want to come out with us, man, we're going to be going out to a node, working as a team. We got a lot of people, like over 50 people signed up already, ready to go from CBU. We have 450 members over on Discord ready to go as well who are checking out the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're not going to want to miss it, man. If you're looking for a group to hang out with, come on over to the Discord. Get your applications in early, guys, if you're going to be joining us over at www.cheekybugger.net, where you can fill out your very own application to join the Cheeky Buggers, get that verified status, and then you can get instant access to any of our private servers, guilds, clans, orgs, all of that stuff.
Oh yeah!
Ange, busting in the stream with the Kool-Aid Man. Some really cool pictures of these castles, though. Imagine having your own banners on here. I mean, and if they have images like this, they have some assets already for these things. Who knows when these systems will actually be fully implemented, but... Gwydion says, so essentially the nobility get the flying mounts? Well, I guess it depends on what type of node you're in, because not everyone's going to be a king or queen. There's ones that are by martial combat, well, will be by martial combat. Oh wow, here's a picture of a map of a castle with their little outposts or something. This is interesting. They're obviously testing this stuff, but it's cool to see insight into their little tests. Look at this. Just giant guild battle. Giant guild battle going on, man. Absolute insanity. That's going to be great. What is this? Some giant protector or something? Shadow behind the throne. Here's Steven. I love the lighting here. This looks great. This is old. And it already looks great. Looks pretty cool. And I think it's our last image here of maybe some concept art. So again, these guild castles, this could be a whole podcast in and of itself. Let me know in the comments section if you guys want to see an episode dedicated to this here on VerraFire. Let's go back to what we're going to be getting here. Dwarven Zeus, clearly, Gwydion says. Sticky says, old footage from a castle siege. Yeah, the throne room was the target for the raiders. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, even if it's old footage, it's cool to see that footage. So that's castles. Dynamic, lawless POIs. Now, we have gotten to experience these. These are shifting and changing points of interest that are called lawless. They give you bonuses towards XP and rewards and things like that and drops while you're in there. But while you're in there, you're flagged as a combatant. So you're flagged as purple, and you could be a purple people eater, and you can go around and fight other purple people and not have to worry about it. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the Tangia. Yeah, these are going to offer better rewards for people for taking the risk reward and going in there. You get better loot, better XP. And I'm assuming if these take place in a node, which everything takes place in a node because the nodes encompass the entirety of the map, that would then give you more experience. So if these POIs pop up inside of your node, it's going to give that bonus XP, so bonus progression towards your node, I would think. Raven says, yes, we want to see more. But these, again, could be a whole episode on their own. These events will flag participants as combatant. Corrupted will remain corrupted. So again, I really like how they're punishing corrupted players. Because you can PvP anywhere, yeah, it can happen, but I like that they're punishing the corrupted players by, hey, if you want to go to these other events now, you're going to be a juicy target because people could get your gear and things like that. And you're going to have negative deficits in your stats for fighting those people. So these can be castle sieges, caravans, guild wars, naval PvP, node sieges, node wars. These are all going to be those opt-in sanctioned PvP systems. And this dynamic lawless POI system is going to be one part of those sanctioned PvP systems. We have tested some of these out already. Blimpy says, maybe I can cut the lawn tonight so I don't have to do it later this week. Yeah, man, get it done. Get it taken care of so you can hop into Verra with us, have some fun in Ashes of Creation. Sticky says, man, I went so corrupted one time after a little accidental killing spree. Oh my gosh, dude. I do think they need to find a way to prevent people from using other characters to be their corrupted character. I think they need to have some account-wide reputation or something like that, because what's stopping people from just having their murder character and then they switch over to their other character? I think there should be some carryover of the reputation for your family unit or things like that, and that's anyone on your account. I think that should be something that they're thinking about, but I guess we'll see how they're going to handle that. A lot of these things are very, very fine lines. Turquoise Sea, including the anvils, we already got that. Treasure maps, what is this? Let's see, treasure maps. What's this? Treasure maps are a type of consumable in Ashes of Creation. Treasure maps are used to help pinpoint the location of hidden treasures throughout the world to enable players to reap unique rewards from exploration. And then look, exploration is its own page as well. Players will be rewarded for exploring. Exploring is a huge part of the game, and there's a lot of systems that are dedicated to rewarding exploration. So I mean, the depth that they go into for exploration and treasure maps and stuff, I don't know what this is going to look like yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. Let's see, they have a little video here, though. We got Steven here. Oh, they dug up treasure? What's in it? It's blue. Small gold pouch. Bunch of little goodies in there. Bunch of little goodies you can find in those. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Little Sweet Killer says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Do it. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying it, helps out the channel. Tim says, yeah, that's in-game at the moment. Has real good rewards. Oh, it is in-game. Okay. I didn't know this was already in the game. That's awesome. So treasure maps are already in. So this is an example of something that was supposed to be planned for Phase 3 that's already been implemented. There are a few things that are actually ahead of the curve. So we got treasure maps. We'll have to go treasure hunting. I want to see that. Quests, events, commissions, dynamic events, unique story arcs, dynamic world dungeons, new types of commodities, all sorts of stuff here. Dynamic events, Unique story arcs, dynamic world dungeons. I want to see these. I'm really intrigued by what these dungeons are. They say 20% of the world is going to be instanced. 20% of dungeons will be instanced, they say. I'm not opposed to instanced dungeons. I'm actually a fan of instanced dungeons because then other people can't come in. Like in PAX Day right now, super frustrating because... Maven, Banana Cat, thank you for the Tangia. Right now in PAX Day, random people can just come into your dungeon, they can troll you, they can chain pull mobs on you, they can try to ninja loot, they can do all kinds of crummy things. And there's nothing you could do about it. Not a damn thing you can do about it. At least in Ashes, you can kill them. You can choose to flag yourself, kill them, fight back, do something to them. But I like instanced content because it just prevents that from really being an issue at all. You won't even run into those issues. There's only people who can get into the dungeon, the people you let into the dungeon. They already have a pretty good permission system for the guild and for a lot of the other things like the party loot and things like that. They look to be pretty fleshed out. So hopefully they can give good permissions for other things as well. Let's see, some boss rooms within larger encounters will be instanced. So within a larger encounter, you may enter a boss room and that room will be instanced. I like instances. I don't know why the gaming has really taken this turn towards no instanced content. I like instanced content. When you go into the instance, things run better. You have less assets loaded. Sure, you have a little, if they can come up with unique ways to do the loading screens, I have no problem with instanced content at all. I think it can be really great for a game, actually. Tim says, I like the idea of locking out a room or boss when the group enters, so only one group can try to kill. But then you'll have trolls where they're going to lock that room. They're going to exploit in some way. They're going to know the little odds and ends where they can lock that room over and over again to prevent other people from being able to do it. I get it. Stopping your enemies from completing things is a tactic, I guess, but it's kind of just trolly in my opinion. Sticky says they want people to be able to interrupt you while you're in a dungeon. I get that. It's just that part to me, it has to be done right. Otherwise it just turns into people trolling each other. It's a very slippery slope between too much freedom and having a playable game. You know, imagine you don't have that much time to be able to play. You want to go run some dungeons or something like that, and you're just constantly interrupted because some group is just trolling people or murdering people when they try to get into the dungeon over and over again, and you're building up a deficit now and you can't even get into the dungeon, or they wipe you on the world boss because they come in behind, or they wipe you on the boss because they come in behind you and kill your healers or something. I like instance content because I feel like it allows you to actually play the game to a certain extent. True, instancing is easy, but if overdone, it can ruin the feel of the world too. Hard balance. Exactly. Everything has to be imbalanced, right? Yeah, how's it going? Welcome into the stream, Yaya. Great to see you. Welcome in. After you buy aUEC, is it a subscription? It will be a subscription once the game goes live, just like PAX Day. There will be a subscription, but there's not a subscription right now. Right now, no subscription. And this is going to be at least a year of alpha phase 3. So you have at least a year with no subscription. After that, I think it's going to be like $15 a month. So just like World of Warcraft, but it's going to be a live service with ongoing content patches and expansions and all that good stuff. In my opinion, I like games that have subscriptions, because then it normally means that all the content is earned within the game and there's no microtransactions and all that BS. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, once the game fully releases, there will be a subscription. Let's see what else we got here. 80% of dungeons will be open world, 20% will be instanced, like we mentioned. Different tiers and types of dungeon content will be less relevant to specific groups or class compositions. Interesting. They're going to be taking class composition into effect there. Yeah, so those are dungeons. I'm curious what these story arcs are. Are these just these are just quest stories? Okay. They say also called modules. Story arcs, also called modules, serve as large-scale realm impacting content that oh, okay. So are these like, hey, there's an invasion happening in the Riverland. If we don't go to defend it, then if we don't defend it, then it can have real implications on the world? I like that. That's cool. Tim says story arcs are a big system not yet implemented, behind schedule at the moment. I mean, yeah, to be expected, right? But that sounds pretty cool. Sounds like they're going to be world altering. And we have dynamic world dungeons. And we have events. What else can we touch on here? Let's see. We did the treasure maps, commodities. We're gonna have different types of cargo, which the crates that you carry, those are gonna be added in. Alpha 2, non-NDA Alpha 2. So this is like timelines and stuff like that. Let's see, is there anything here that's relevant to us? Persistent Alpha. Alpha testing system requirements. You have the system requirements posted right here. It looks like that's the majority of what's on here. Now, obviously, all of these can be broken down so much. Each of these can be broken down so much. I mean, look, like aquatic mounts. These are already in, I think. I've seen these, turtles and hippos and stuff like that. So these are already in. They make you just move faster in the water. But I think it's supposed to eventually have underwater areas that those will be more useful in. I mean, we could talk about guild freeholds till we're blue in the face with how much stuff is here for these. I mean, look at all of that. Tons and tons of stuff to touch on there. There's a lot. Underwater combat. Aerial combat. Let's see this. Mount combat abilities are unlocked through breeding via the animal husbandry profession. That's interesting. I like that. Players can use their class skills while mounted, or can't use their class skills while mounted. They'll have to use these mount combat abilities, it looks like. Mounts will have combat skill based on the breed and rarity. They will also have some RNG to mount skills, charging through opponents to knock them down. Ability to create a lance while mounted. That's cool. I'd like to see more things like dueling. Dueling is supposed to be coming as well. But I'd like to see things like jousting and other sport games like that, so we could host RP events where it's like, come on out to the fair where we're going to have jousting and duels and all kinds of different things like that. Those things are fun to me. I'd like to be able to play instruments in game as well. I think that'd be really neat to have actual instruments. I don't know if that's even a planned feature. I'm theory crafting at this point. I'm going off on tangents, but mounted combat is expected to come with phase 3, not with phase 3, at some point during phase 3, as well as flying mounts. They're killed during events such as Siege War. Potions obtained through alchemy profession can be used to reduce the cooldown of killed mounts, things like that. Fall damage. So the fall damage is actually changed on live right now, but that's a little bit about mounted combat. These alliances are really interesting as well. You'll be able to make alliances, and it has specific content that will revolve around those alliances. Progression pathways within alliances, guilds sharing common services with alliance members. That's awesome. Really, really cool to see that. You can also have node alliances. Guild leaders can create an alliance at a later stage in guild progression by completing a quest. Once created, the leader can invite up to 3 other guilds to this alliance. But this is subject to change. Obviously, all of this is subject to change. This is just based on these references here. Sticky says, instruments for all classes have been talked about years ago, but are more of an afterthought, I believe. And that makes sense, right? Things like that are obviously going to be an afterthought. But there are some big, big systems coming. This is going to be an absolutely massive patch for Alpha 2 Phase 3. There's so much more that we could talk about, guys. We're already 2 hours and 30 minutes in to the very first episode of VerraFire. If you guys want to see more of these breakdowns, again, let me know in the comments if you're watching this in the future. Let me know over on Discord. Let me know everywhere that you want to see more of these breakdowns on specific systems, on systems that aren't even out yet. We can do a bunch of different types of episodes and series here on the channel. But VerraFire, this is the new podcast, guys. This is the one that's going to be dedicated to all the news and happenings in and around Ashes of Creation. Just like my PAX cast, I'm going to be keeping up with all of the updates. We're going to talk about it live so we can have back and forth dialogue with you guys. I had a lot of fun looking over this stuff. Tomorrow we're going to do the patch notes. We're going to hop into some gameplay. We're going to be going hard. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. If you guys are not yet in Ashes of Creation and you are thinking about going into Ashes of Creation, use my referral. Type !Ashes. Siggy says, I've been officially verified. Mojo says, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help out, guys. But if you're thinking about getting into Ashes, Use my referral code. Helps out a lot. If you want to join us, come over to our Discord. We're going to be hanging out. A lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to be having a meeting shortly after this podcast. I'm going to get some food, and then we're going to have a meeting over on the Discord for all verified members who are going to be partaking. We're going to talk about where we're going to be going, what we're going to be doing, answering any questions for people and things like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're not going to want to miss that Sanguine Council meeting if you guys are already verified. There you go. Join our Discord. Go to the website, get your applications in early. I know of a bunch of people who are going to be signing up. Make sure you guys get those apps in early. I don't know what time yet. I don't really have schedules for things, right? I'm hoping that we're going to get to it tonight. Otherwise, it'll be tomorrow morning, but I'm thinking we're going to get to it tonight. Sometime this evening when people get off work, our normal time when we all gather. It'll be an ongoing thing. Even if it's not a fully scheduled thing, people can come in, chat with me. I'll be on Discord for most of the evening here, but people can come in there and chat with me. Hey, where are we going? Hey, what are people doing? Things like that. And I'll give people the rundown. But it's probably going to be maybe, let's see, what time is it now? It's almost 5 p.m. Maybe in a couple hours when people get home from work. Aim for 7 p.m., something like that. But I'm going to be on Discord, obviously, hanging out with people. Sticky says, GG, have fun tomorrow. I'll be on the EU server. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. You too. Have some fun. It's going to be a blast. I'm really, really looking forward to this. Oh my gosh. Venom milk. What the hell was that? What the hell? But yeah, maybe in a couple hours we'll hang out on the Discord and we'll chat about that. I'm looking forward to this. Let me know, guys. Are you looking forward to Alpha 2 Phase 3 for Ashes of Creation? Is this something you guys have been looking forward to for a while? I know we got some veterans in there. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Message me on Discord if you guys have any information about any of this stuff. My name is Void_Lock on Discord. But that's going to do it for this one. This has been really, really fun. I am so excited for the future of Ashes of Creation. It's going to be a blast hanging out with you guys here. Huge shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you guys for all the continued support. You see the stars next to all of their names. If you guys would like to become one of them, click that join button down below to support my work. But that is going to do it for me until I see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.
Brisket on the grill, now fill our bellies deep. Juicy, smoky, savory, warriors never sleep. Glistening, crushed, shining bright, there's a flavor near. Slice through all the tough times, tenderness so dear. Oh, brisket, walk right, taste that makes us strong. Low and slow we cook it, hear us sing our song. Smoky scents are rising, spices dancing air. Caramel crust inviting, brisket brings us there. Oh, brisket, walk right, taste that makes us strong. Low and slow we cook it, hear us sing our song. Our song. Smoky scents arising, spices dancing air. Caramel crust inviting, brisket brings us there. Oh, brisket, walk right, flavor in each bite. Symphony of seasons, makes our songs a night of fun. Battering so perfect, mouth watering just right. Chew that's so tender, Brisket fuels our fight.